Does it sound good? Let me know if the sound is good, guys. We should be here. All right, good. Hello. It is a beautiful Monday. And markets are interesting today. So last week we had non-farm payrolls and unemployment come in noticeably lower than expected last week. Noticeably lower. On the Sunday open, markets did rebound a little bit. At least futures rebounded from the big drops we saw on Thursday. Thursday we had a pretty bad jobs report. And markets were a little scary. Today we are back up. We have Spacex's inclusion into the NASDAQ this week. We have the Fed minutes report this week and more going live. And it's a beautiful day in markets. Gold is pulling back a little bit from where it opened on Sunday as well. We can take a look at the NASDAQ here. And see that stocks are kind of nervous still. You know, they pulled back a little bit on Sunday. They rebounded on Friday. But we still had some pretty big drops on Thursday evening specifically. If we look at the Asian indexes, like the Kospi index has pulled back some after, running up a little bit earlier. So the Kospi index was green for a long time overnight, and so was, I believe, the Nikkei, and then it actually turned red here. It looks like in geopolitics, there's still kind of a background driver, but apparently the president said Iran kind of took a week break from talks. And so that's not necessarily good. Again, markets are still pricing in the kind of craziness that we saw last week from everything going on. Oil, if we take a look at it this morning, is down a little bit here. See, I'm going to have to move back down to lower here. I was going to do a higher. Oil's still at 68.60s today, 68.60s. So oil is still low, but not at the lows that it saw on Thursday. You can see Nvidia here. So chips are still struggling. They pulled back deeply on Thursday. They're at 195. Nvidia's at 195. You can see MU is under 1,000 this morning. You can see SanDisk is under 1850. So SanDisk has noticeably pulled back from everything going on. And yeah, Thursday markets pulled back here. If you look at the NASDAQ, this is Thursday. So Thursday at around 9:15 in the morning ahead of the opening bell, markets did dip pretty significantly. We also had Warsh speak last week. If you guys tuned in for that, Warsh did speak last week, and that was mostly dovish is what yields interpreted it. Yields were down last week. Let's see where they're at this morning, but yields did drop last week as well. The birds are still here this morning. But good morning, guys. Good morning. Let me check everybody in the chat. What's up? Ava, Proxy, Charity, Kevin, Zane, Steve, Matthew, Deckers, Kevin. I think I said Kevin. Rooftop, JP, Edson, Vicky, Mr. VA, Max, Plasma, Ryan, Nick, Average, Random, Doggo, Obsessed, Jack, Jason, Simon, Solar, Jono, Slum, Checkerboards. What's up, dude? I think I said Womble already, but what's up, bro? World Speech, Justin, Christian. What's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing good this morning. It's a beautiful day. It is Monday. Hey, what's up, Brian? And yeah, we're kind of still digesting things. Tech-heavy NASDAQ did pull back big on Thursday. If we look at yields, I'm trying to get a look at yields this morning. 2-year Treasury yields are at 4.11% today. If we take a look, you can look at like a 5-day chart. It looks like they're down slightly. Yeah, they're down slightly from where they closed. So yields are down even more from where they were last week. And yeah, I'm going to have to get lower here, guys. Hold on. I'm going to have to get lower. Britt is here, guys, by the way. I don't know if y'all can hear him, but Britt is here this morning.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm having a little trouble hearing you a little from time to time. But good morning, everybody.
There we go.
I mean, I think they can. I'm having a little trouble intermittently. I'm just...
Yeah, Britt's breaking up a little bit Everybody yell at Brit's internet because I can't hear him.
It's not my internet.
I think it is your internet, bro. Is Brit all choppy to y'all as well?
I don't know. You're choppy to me.
I'm gonna have to lower my fix my camera a little bit. It doesn't look like it's working.
That's what I said, at least. I'm getting a bunch of good mornings, so.
Yeah, I heard you when you originally said good morning, but now you're kind of just choppy. Is Brit breaking up to y'all? Yeah, he's chopping in and out. Yeah. I'm good though, right? Y'all can hear me, huh?
I don't know.
Yeah, well. Yeah, so SK Hynix is supposed to IPO, and it's going to offer 17.79 million common shares in its IPO. It reportedly plans to use the proceeds from its IPO for CapEx and EUV lithography scanners. So we have that news going on today. Honestly, though, markets are a little boring right now. I would say they're not really moving a lot. The NASDAQ is under 30,000. So the NQ is under 30K. It's not looking the best in that regard. Can hear John good, not Brit? Okay. Tesla, yeah, Tesla had really good delivery numbers. And look at the drop in Tesla here, man. So this kind of weighted markets on Thursday because Tesla started to turn. And this is really one of the things dragging markets down. Because, look, Tesla opened up Thursday. It did pretty well, but it dumped at the opening bell on Thursday. So here's Thursday right here. Look at Tesla's drops. Tesla dropped, and I'm trying to remember what the number showed up. I think it showed up at about 486,000 deliveries. They expected about 400, so noticeably better than expected on Tesla. And it's now under $400 a share. So it's dropped pretty decent percentage here, about 10% from these moves. We'll do a poll here this morning. Are you bullish or bearish on markets today? That's a good poll. Bull or bear? There's the poll. Vote on that thing. Let me know how you feel. Let me get some of my news sources up here. So yeah, memory stocks rose a little bit this morning though, but they're still down pretty big here from Thursday. You know, they're back up. MU's back up to 1,000, but SanDisk, you know, it was at 2,300s not that long ago. It's at 1,800s now. If we look at SpaceX is up a little bit today, but we've only filled about 50% of the gap that we were in overnight. So we still have not filled the gap back up from Wednesday and Thursday. The big drops came in Wednesday, which is interesting. Deep tech pullbacks last week. And yeah, JP Morgan apparently says the recent pullback in semiconductor stocks is a buying opportunity, arguing that the AI-driven chip cycle remains strong and meaningfully new supply is unlikely before 2028. They favor semiconductors over hyperscalers. They expect global stocks to reach new highs in the second half of this year. And the Tesla beat did boost outlook. JP Morgan also said it's keeping its neutral rating and 475 price target on Tesla stronger than expected deliveries. But still kind of a struggle here. Remember, SK Hynix is supposed to IPO, and they're raising $28 billion through a US ADR listing. Looking at the dollar index here, let's see what the Dixie's doing. There's the dollar index. It's back up to 101s today. Rebounded a little bit last night and this morning. It's at 101.07, still down from Wednesday and Thursday last week, where it fell heavily on Warsh's, dovish comments. People interpreted Warsh's comments as dovish. I do as well. I think Warsh's comments were dovish. I think he really talked about inflation settling some. So Warsh did comment about inflation settling some, but we're still kind of in a situation where inflation is high. And markets are kind of apprehensive, I would say, waiting for it. The president also talked about FIFA and some type of red card for Belgium. But yeah, on the 4th of July, Trump told Axios that the U.S. and Iran have decided to take a week off from talks. I'm surprised we don't see oil honestly moving more on that, but I mean, a week off is just a week. Maybe they get back together and they figure it out, but we catch back up on the chat.
Hey, I'm gonna try restarting everything.
Okay, yeah, all good. All right, so you can see Bitcoin also down a little bit as well from 63s. It's still over 62s though, and one of the things that's benefiting Bitcoin is yields falling. You know, gold has been on a crazy trajectory over the last 6 months. It is back up though. It hit 4200s. That might be a resistance level in gold, so we can watch 4200s on gold. Yeah, Brent didn't sound that bad the last time he talked, but we'll see what happens now. Can y'all hear the birds this morning? Because they're here. Apparently, my mother-in-law, who this is whose house I'm staying at right now, is she said the birds are hanging out by the AC system outside. So yeah, you can still hear the birds. Okay, good. Looking at our poll, 76% bullish, 24% bearish this morning. So 76% bullish, 24% bearish. Also, do me a favor, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button as well. You know, we'll see what we get today, but it's not moving too much in markets right now. I mean, we're right under 30,000 though. That's almost the highs from yesterday. So the highs from Sunday's opened 30,000 roughly is where we're looking at. So we're going to watch that 30K level on the NASDAQ. If you look at the S&P is still a little quiet today. It's roughly flat on the Sunday session. It's at 75.60s. It hit highs on Thursday of 75.93. Let's take a look at like hyperscalers. Most of them reacted well last week. Apple's also been on a crazy run as well. Apple at 306s right now. So Apple's done well. What's up, G-Man? What's up, Woot? What's up, Sanguine? Invite the birds on stream. Bro, they're on stream already, dude. The birds are already here, my friend. They're already here, dude. What's up, AI Intelligence? What's up, bro? Yeah, today we do have ISM manufacturing PMI data, or I'm sorry, ISM services data. So we do get services data coming out at 10 o'clock today. We'll see what that looks like. It's expected for ISM non-manufacturing at 54.2. And if we look at, see if we can find a graph for this. Yeah, so here is the previous ISM services graphs. So you can kind of see what these numbers have shown up as. We do get more data today, but they've been pretty strong this year. You know, over 54s, and it's expected over 54 today for ISM services at 54.2. So it's expected at 54.2 today. We'll see what that looks like, but that is a big story of the day as well with ISM services. And then again, we do have the FOMC minutes report going live Wednesday at 2 p.m. What's up, CJ? You know, apparently we're supposed to get rebounds, I think, today. So we're supposed to get, we're not supposed to get anything, just to clarify. But a lot of the time, after the big long holiday weekend, the market tends to rebound. Not always. This is not an absolute thing. But markets tend to rebound after the long holiday weekend for the 4th of July. Hopefully you guys stayed safe. We shut off some fireworks here. What did you guys do for the 4th of July? Let me know in chat. Oh. Yeah, we got ADP tomorrow, but it's not really a big report. The weekly ADP report's not really big. And again, this is after jobs came in noticeably weaker than expected last week. Jobs showed up at like, what did they show up at? Like 64 or something like that. Noticeably weaker than expected for NFP data. Let me see what they showed. They showed last week. Yeah, so jobs showed up last week at 57,000, noticeably weaker than expected. They expected about 115K. They only showed up at 57,000 last week. Jobless claims did come in low, though, and unemployment did downtick at 4.2% versus 4.3% expected and 4.3% previously. So fireworks, Netflix, Baba, Nvidia are good to consider at these current levels. Yeah, I don't necessarily think Netflix, if we take a look at it, I don't necessarily think Netflix is bad at these levels. It did go up a little bit on Wednesday and Thursday, just kind of rotation here. But Netflix under 80 seems cheap to me. Nvidia is still under 200. It's at 195s this morning, so it's a little bit slower. But yeah, Netflix still trying here. Launch fireworks. Yeah, I posted this in our Discord. Let me find it. So we did post this in our Discord. I'll show you guys. I don't know why this Roblox thing is on, but we did post this. Can y'all see this? Let me make sure. We did some fireworks. That was where we're at in Michigan. So we did some fireworks. But yeah, hopefully y'all stayed safe. And yeah, we'll see what we get today. Honestly, markets are a little quiet, honestly. I think maybe the holiday weekend. And again, you can kind of see crypto. Bitcoin did go down or go up a little bit last week. If we look at the Fed Watch tool, one of the reasons this is going on is because if we look at the Fed Watch tool, rate hike odds went down dramatically after Wash and NFP. The Wash was interpreted as dovish. And then the rate odds, you know, previously prior to last week, rate hike odds were at about 34%. So it was about 34% likely that we were going to raise rates next meeting in July. Now it's only about 24% likely. If we look at December now for rates, it's looking a lot less likely that we're going to raise this year. It's still looking likely that we're going to raise, but there's about a 25% chance rates stay the same by the end of the year. About 42% likely that we have a 25 basis point hike sometime before the end of the year. So we'll be closing the year, if these stick, we'll be closing the year about 25 basis points higher than we are now. And at about 42% likely of that. About 25% likely we stay the same. About 32% likely that we do more than 25 basis points by the end of the year. So that's what markets are looking like today. Again, Nvidia is still pretty flat over the range. I'm watching $200 for Nvidia. I think that looks like a really interesting spot. Here's gold. I'm watching 4,200s on gold. 4,200 seems to be resistance. And remember, the Kospi index, which is the Korean index, which includes SK Hynix and Samsung, did originally go up overnight before pulling back some. The Bank of Japan intervention is still one of the prime stories today. So we're going to watch gold. The dollar index, again, did rebound a little bit overnight. And yields are slightly down, at least for 2-year treasuries as well here. So we'll see what we get today, but still a little quiet. I have to kind of wait for this range to break. I'm looking at this 30,000 level here. Here's a 1-minute chart. 30,000 is really not that far above us. It's got a lot of support and resistance at that area. So we're going to be paying attention to that as well here. So that is what we're looking at this morning. Do we get a rate hike this year? Chat, let me know. Do we get a rate hike? Another red week coming? All right, there's Brit. Let me find my Discord. Hey.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Let's see if this holds up.
Yeah,
sorry.
We'll see. No, you're good. You're good.
And so far, it's not holding up. Great.
It sounds fine to me.
All right. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, no rate hikes this year. Yes, at the end of the year, we are getting a cut. I don't know. We'd have to continue. In order for us to cut rates, we'd have to continue to see. We'd essentially have to continue to see weak jobs. We'd have to see weak jobs, and the conflict overseas would have to continue to settle, which is a big if, right? I don't know if we're going to get that. How's the volume today, guys? Is the volume in the stream good? Let me know. Yeah, I'm definitely watching SpaceX for sure. I mean, here's Spacex. I'm definitely watching it. It's up to 164s. It's been kind of back and forth, but also kind of stable between 150s and 160s. Volume's good. Yeah, we have ISM PMI today at 10 a.m. So we do have ISM PMI today at 10 a.m. for sure. We'll see what that looks like as well, but you sound awesome. Who's Ariel?
Oh, that's the main character from The Little Mermaid.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, I didn't know that. You know? No, I'm sure he's talking about Ariel Investments,
Yeah, that clears everything up. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he's talking about the Ariel Fund. SpaceX will keep going up to the end of the year. All right, what's up, dude? Yeah, let's get over 100 likes. I think we can do it. We get no hike unless inflation increases, labor consistently weaker, gold will pop. Yeah, I'm definitely watching gold today. Here's gold. Gold at 4160s. Weak jobs, new inflation metrics, no hikes, rate cut in 4 months. I don't know. We'll see, brother. We'll see if we get rate cuts in 4 months. I don't know. I'm not necessarily opposed to it if we see inflation settle. As long as we don't start really deep printing, I'm okay with rate cuts, to be honest. But yeah, so SpaceX gets added to the NASDAQ. What is it? Is it Wednesday or is it tomorrow? I think it's tomorrow. Nah, hikes coming, especially if the conflict restarts. Well, yeah, if the conflict restarts, we probably will get a 25 basis point hike before the end of the year, I'm guessing, if things don't settle. But if they continue to settle like we've seen them, oil still stays low regardless. You know, I don't necessarily think we're going to get a hike. We might, for sure. But oil is technically red on the day as well. It's right around $68 a barrel for WTI crude. It would truly make my day to get a buying opportunity at the lows from Friday. Hey, we'll see, my friend. We'll see, dude. 1 micro, baby. Yeah, look, we're looking at things here. Also, guys, remember, Apex has a $17 250,000 eval. Right now, it's $17. I think this is lasting until the 14th. You can see the link pinned to the chat. You can also find the link in the description. But Apex did this big July 4th sale where for $17, you can get a 250K legacy eval. Code BGT, guys. BGT. Yeah, I'm going to pick up a couple of those today, and we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll pick those up now. Because that's pretty cheap, you know. Some say $17 250K eval is cheap. Some say. Not everybody, you know. Some people are hard to please, but where's my phone? Britt, you took it, dude. Where's my phone at, bro? I demand my phone right now, bro. Where's it at? I don't know where the thing is, dude. Hello, Britt?
Yeah, I'm back. I don't know what the heck's going on. This is ridiculous.
Gold is cheap AF right now. But Britt, we're talking about gold, bro. We're talking about gold, dude. You know?
Well, I'm glad. I mean, gold is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a 55% off from the Lucid Vault yesterday, G-Man. Britt, where is John's phone? Y'all yell at Britt while I go look for my phone here. I know Britt's got it. You know?
I do. Actually, I'll just call your phone. Hold on. Oh, wait. I don't want to wake anybody up. You want me to not do that?
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Y'all yell.
I'm sitting on, you know.
What, are you sitting on your phone?
I found it, Britt. You put it next to my laptop behind me, dude. I knew it.
I did.
Did y'all see me fall just now?
I totally did.
Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. You know? Britt, deploy a task force to find John's phone.
I did.
Hey, what do you guys...
And Kevin Warsh.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin Warsh did it too, for sure. What do you guys want to buy today? Let's talk about that. What do you guys want to buy? What are you guys interested in buying today? I don't know if Britt is tired. Britt is definitely tired. I don't know if he's that tired, though. I think he's just having computer problems.
Yeah, I don't know if it's... I don't think it's my internet or your internet, to be honest with you. I think the platform might be, just like communicating between the two of us, might be kind of messing up.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. We do have Waller speaking today. So we got a couple Fed members speaking. Waller will participate in a policy panel speaking in May ahead of Warsh's first policy meeting in June. Waller said the Fed should remove its easing bias from the policy statement and described any near-term cuts as, quote, crazy, given inflation is getting worse. Waller's comments were seen as hawkish and emboldened market pricing for a Fed hike this year, but Warsh's first Fed meeting subsequently kind of reinforced expectations as was kind of neutral. Less forward guidance, he says, task forces, and more. So we'll see what that looks like. But Waller is a known hawk, and we'll see what he says. We also see SK Hynix's US ADR IPO listing is well oversubscribed, they say. So I'm curious to see what that looks like for the SK Hynix ADR listing. Let's see. I asked people what do they want to buy today. Let's see. Chips, data centers, LMT, Lockheed Martin, gold buy. Nvidia will run up before earnings next month. Bullish or bearish today after 10 a.m. MU, Ramen, XRP, SK Hynix, Tesla. Yeah, a lot of people saying Tesla, SpaceX, a Lambo. I want to buy a Lambo too, bro. Bitcoin short. Y'all think Bitcoin is short right now? Bitcoin long or short? Chat. It's right under 63,000. It really depends on how rates move, how memory moves, how gold responds. I think there's a lot of play with gold as well. But Tesla, again, dipped heavy here. Very interesting. Kind of a shocking move for most. I'm watching that $400 level on Tesla. But again, Tesla posted delivery numbers on Thursday, which came in noticeably above expectations. I said this earlier, but they expected 400,000. They showed 486,000, I believe, is what they showed up for Tesla delivery numbers, way above estimates. And they reacted really, really negatively to it. They dropped from about 440 at the open all the way down to under 400. So percentage-wise, that's over 10%. Not quite 10%, actually. It's almost exactly 10% when I look at it. But yeah, Tesla's volatile, you know. But long-term, maybe it's good. SanDisk is dipping some as well here. You know, now remember, the last earnings report for SanDisk, they were at like 650, 600s. They're at 1800s right now. They were still at 2300s, almost 2400s on the 23rd or 24th of June. So they're still down from their all-time highs. But maybe there's some value to be found in SpaceX. Short Bitcoin. Bitcoin is less than 45,000 target. Gold is less than 3650s. Yeah, a lot of stuff's volatile. Yeah, so you can see this article from Yahoo Finance about Michael Burry saying he is now betting against Micron, Nvidia, and Tesla. Now, remember, this guy overpredicts crashes, but he did spend last week putting prices on a bet against AI, essentially. He disclosed short positions in Nvidia, Tesla, Applied Materials, Caterpillar, and semiconductors, basically. He also added Micron to that list. He reportedly entered near 1,052 per share short in Micron. So he also, you know, Burry obviously is the guy famous for The Big Short, you know, betting against the housing market in 2007. So he's betting against some other big tech names right now as well here. So we'll see what that does. Let me move this mic a little bit lower.
Did you say Caterpillar?
Yeah. Yeah, Caterpillar.
Not as in like the farm equipment manufacturer.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, same company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Caterpillar is down. Yeah, Caterpillar, a lot of the time people rotate into it, but it's done incredibly well over the last year. Caterpillar 12 months ago was at $388. Today is at $963. And so I don't necessarily look. I'm gonna try to say this as lightly as I can here, but Caterpillar is up a lot. It's up a lot. We'll see what happens, but it is up a lot.
Did they discover a bunch of brand new farmland or something? What's going on with that?
No, they're just up on rotations, I think, with microchips and all the craziness going on. It is, it is the Caterpillar, the equipment company, but they've done really well, really well. They're kind of moving with everything else, though. You know, the NASDAQ has done really well over the last year. You know, MU, microchips, SanDisk. NVIDIA is the only one. NVIDIA is kind of the lagger in tech, I would say. Right now, it's still green over the last year. You know, 12 months ago, NVIDIA was at 150s. It's at 190s now, so it's still technically green.
But it's definitely down.
Yeah. People are saying diesel generators. Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. You know, I
Yeah.
like to see companies succeed.
Yeah, I see people talking about Michael Burry saying he has predicted 3 of the last 15 crashes. So, yeah, interesting. Blurry, they call them. You know,
I just got to say, I mean, like, just based on everything I've heard about the guys, that like super hard to predict crashes when that's all you do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, I've said this once, I'll say it again. If I was Burry, I might be a little bit over predicting of crashes as well, because nobody trusted him back in the day in 2007. Everybody made fun of him. His friends sued him, even though he ended up making them millions or billions of dollars, right? And so in the end, he was proven correct when everybody doubted him about crashes. And he distrusts the system now after 2007, 2008. And so if I'm Michael Burry, I might be a little bit more skeptical of markets as well. I might overpredict crashes as well. The problem is that, again, since 2007, 2008, he's wildly overpredict crashes.
Yeah.
So I mean, is he wrong a lot about crashes? Yes. You know, unequivocally, yes. Does that mean he's wrong this time? We'll wait and see. Saw someone bought millions in IBIT calls out to December. Someone thinks the bottom has been in for Bitcoin. IBIT, which I'm trying to think of which Bitcoin ETF IBIT is. Which one is it? Is it Goldman's ETF? Let me see. I can't remember. I remember when it IPO'd. IBIT is iShares. Okay. Yeah, that's what it is. Hey, what's up, Skrelly? Question, Skrelly. Are you actually Skrelly, or are you somebody that just runs not a fan account for Skrelly, but you know,
I don't even see Skrelly.
it's the it's the BlackRock. Okay, got you. Crash is self-fulfilling prophecy. Keep saying it and it will eventually happen. Yeah, I mean, look, eventually, you know, it's as Thanos said, an inevitability. We're going to crash eventually. But if we crash in 3 years and even though we do crash, if we're still above the levels in which you called it, you're still wrong. You know, you're still wrong in that situation. So, I don't know if you've noticed, but new data centers are becoming very hard to build. Yeah. Oh, it's a fan account. Okay, got you. That's what I thought. Mate, he's calling for a bubble on AI. Shorted the DAX, took my profit. Holding capital. Probably not a bad move, Merovingian. I'm predicting the market will go up sometime today. Definitely sometime. It might not. Maybe we're all red candles today. I don't know. Yeah, good for options. Broken clock is right twice a day. Yes, sir. All I have to say is that 2029 is around the corner, and we know what happened 100 years ago. Just saying. Yeah, that'll be the 100-year anniversary of the 1929 stock market crash, is what you're referencing. Wouldn't it be really ironic if we crashed at the same time?
It's really weird. I'm not going to predict that it's going to happen just because we're coming up on the anniversary. I mean, we didn't have a crash in 1829, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. I don't know. If we did, I don't even remember, you know. I don't even remember that, and, you know. Yeah, I mean, data center energy. Go ahead.
Sorry.
No,
I was going to say, watch somebody pull up. As a matter of fact, we did crash in 1829. You're wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't know if we did. 200 years ago is pushing it. Unless it's tulips, you know, I'm not really looking at past the 1929 stock market crash.
Yeah. The well-known 100-year cycle, John.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, what did y'all get in your Lucid crate? I got 55% off. Some people got 70-something% off. I'm kind of jealous, to be honest. I got 55. Still good deal, don't get me wrong. But is it the best deal? You know, maybe.
It didn't even tell me what I got. I clicked on it and it just logged me right into my account.
Oh, go to the vault. You'll be able to see it.
All right.
At this point, the wolf isn't even showing up. He's just sending Burry a fruit basket for all the free advertising. Bitcoin will start to crash in late 2029. Yeah, it just depends. Like 4-year cycle is what a lot of people are talking about with Bitcoin. And, you know, it's kind of sticks. Like, look, the 4-year cycle kind of sticks. 4-year cycle basically meaning we move up for 3 years, bear market for a year, move up for 3 years, bear market for a year. And it kind of sticks. You know, if we start to run in October, I think a lot of people are going to start front loading into the 4-year cycle for Bitcoin. September, you know, around September. It'd be more embarrassing we didn't learn rather than ironic. 40%, yeah. I mean, that's basically a normal one. NC.
All I got was 2 free evals. This is ridiculous.
2 free evals is pretty good, bro.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, dude.
Okay,
I'm kidding.
yeah.
I got the 40. I got the 40% one too.
All I got was 100% off. You know.
Yeah.
That's it. It's
no,
rigged,
I got 40%
I say.
off.
Wouldn't cheaper chips benefit the robotics and autonomous vehicle companies? Yeah, to a certain extent. At some point, the cycle breaks, unless everyone plans around it. Yes, sir. Got 65 myself. Yeah, mine was something like, I don't know if it's 65 or 55. Let me look. Let me look at that. Where's my vault? I got 55. I got 55. Still good. Don't get me wrong. I'll still probably buy a few. But is it 75 like some jerks got this morning? Yes. Or no, it's not. I lost my phone again here. Dude. Oh, there it is. Found it. Oh, let's see what we get today, guys.
You need to put a fob on your phone.
See, I really do, bro. I really do. I mean, luckily you could just call it, but I found it.
But that's if you have anybody that likes you enough to call your phone.
Luckily, I'm married. I'm not saying they like me either, but
Hey, but they need you. What's better, to be loved or needed?
yeah, right. That's right. You know, tell Maddie to call my phone, or I'm taking her phone away.
No more. Yeah, call my phone, or no more enchiladas. She likes to steal your enchiladas.
She does, man. She does. All right, guys. Let's see what we get today. I'm buying up some of those Apex accounts right now. I wish they let me buy these in bulk. NASDAQ is starting to get close to 30,000 as well. It's very slow this morning. It's not doing that much, but yeah, after taxes, less than $20. And I believe the sale now lasts until July 14th. I think you can trade gold on Apex now. NQ pumped a little bit. I'll just get the 25 for $30 and full port it. The only problem, I still have crypto in the market diluted. Yeah. I usually have maybe five or more. Look at the NASDAQ fall here, though. So the NASDAQ just had a pretty big red candle. It's still a little quiet today. But the news is kind of light. We're not getting a lot of big news coming out right now, to be honest. So we're not getting a ton of stuff, but it's a little slower. Maybe people are still sleeping. Long holiday weekend. Market news is a little light as well today. The SpaceX joined the NASDAQ. Is it? I believe it's tomorrow. Correct? I believe it's tomorrow. I know the S&P makes it is not changing its rules for SpaceX, so it's still got to wait a year for the SpaceX IPO. But I believe it's tomorrow, right? That's what I heard last week is tomorrow. Rainy day here tomorrow. Yeah, that's what I thought. Strategy. Yeah, let's take a look at strategy. Strategy's still over 100. It is up a little bit since last week, but starting to give a lot of these gains back here. I am looking at gold as well.
Oh, don't look too hard, John. It's not polite to stare.
I know, I'm trying not to, bro. I'm trying not to stare, you know. If there's one thing I am, it's polite, you know.
I mean, it's just to me, but...
Where's my account? Give me my account.
Where's silver? Hey.
Silver. Sitting at 62.60s.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's sitting at 62.60s.
A little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I got wealth charts, right? Wealth charts is... Man, look at the NASDAQ start to fade back down some here, though. Oh, man, I bought the wrong account. That's all right. I'm going to have to buy another one right now.
You bought the wrong account.
I did. I bought wealth charts. I don't even have wealth charts. You know, I don't even have it. But that's all right.
That's messed up.
Yeah. Well, I'm buying another one right now. $20. Pretty good deal. I'll probably end up buying a couple of these and just kind of swing for the fences. I'm not trolling. I mean, honestly, I looked at it on Trade-A-Bait. If anything, Trade-A-Bait makes it. Trade-A-Bait, we're right at the 200 exponential. So let's see if we actually hold here. Here's Trade-A-Bait right now. So Trade-A-Bait, you know, we're dropping a little bit. The market interest is a little bit low today. We don't really have that many news sources. So yeah, we do have news just now that strategy. I'll put this up in chat. But apparently strategy reduced its Bitcoin holdings by 3,588 Bitcoin to 843,000. So, hey, what's up, Lee? Lee Anthony, what's up, dude? Yeah, so Bitcoin might be pulling back. Look at strategy on this news. There's Bitcoin. Bitcoin did not like this news at all that they reduced their Bitcoin holdings. Look at Bitcoin fall on this. So Bitcoin at 62,150s here. Look at this drop. So yeah, the news is that MicroStrategy or Strategy Bitcoin holdings were reduced by about 3.5 thousand. So that is not good news for crypto. Bitcoin does not like it. All the way back down to 62,000. We'll see if that holds its support. But yeah, it is not liking this at all. Does not look good for this.
I'm going to say I don't like that advice, farmer.
Yeah, last week was a big week, but semiconductors did gap up a little bit today, but not a ton. You know, they're up a little bit. MU over 1,000. SanDisk at 1,800 still, so they're still not looking great, honestly. That's a lot more than last time. Yeah, for sure. Strategy's becoming tragedy. Yeah. Remember, Sailor said he's the only one that can sell, so everyone else held. Yeah. Good morning. Thanks for the good information. This is my first time writing to the chat. Thanks for all your help. I work in the hour of the stream. I'm not able to chat. We'll try to toy it off. You gotta, like I said, bro, you gotta tell your boss stop. You know, we got important things to do. We gotta watch John at Beginner Trading. You gotta tell him.
Yeah. Like an MC Hammer song. Yeah. Stop. Trading time.
That's right. Stop beginner trading time. Yeah, that's right. All right, guys. NASDAQ. Yeah, NASDAQ is just not moving today. Is everyone still sleeping and hungover from the 4th of July? Maybe that's what this is.
You know it.
Yeah.
I mean, not me, because I don't drink, but...
Yeah. Yeah, Strategy is the news that's dumping Bitcoin if you're just tuning in here. They unloaded some of their Bitcoin holdings, about 3.5 thousand. Look at Strategy here, guys. It's right at $100 a share right now. Under $100 now, 99.7s. Yeah. So look at Strategy. Strategy all the way down to 100. Looking weak. That's not good. Where's Stretch at? Robinhood is also launching Trump accounts on July 6th, according to the website today. But, where's Stretch at? Stretch was almost back over 90s. It's back to 88 now. Yeah, we gotta look at Michael Burry's account. But again, Michael Burry apparently shorting MU. Tech. What else is he shorting? I looked this up earlier. Yeah, so Burry is apparently shorting Nvidia, Tesla, AMAT, Applied Materials, SOX, and he also added Micron. He entered at about $1,000 a share, a little bit over $1,000 a share. We'll see if he's right. He did this last year, was it? Was it last year Michael Burry did this? But yeah. Broadcom is apparently going to develop and supply a range of custom ASIC silicone products for use in multiple generations of Apple products. Also just dropped some news. AVGO did react well to the news. It's up to 375s right now on this news. You can see AVGO is up. Apple is actually up a little bit as well. Apple at 307s this morning. So, is Burry correct? Put yes or no in chat right now. Is Burry correct? Hood going international. Yeah. Is Michael Burry correct here? Let me know. No? No. He's an idiot. No. Yes, he is. I think he is. Are chips overvalued right now? Correct about chips. Is Burry correct about his recent shorts that were announced over the weekend? Again, Michael Burry, just to clarify, is shorting Nvidia, Tesla, AMAT, Caterpillar, SOX, and Micron. I don't know. I think Nvidia is kind of cheap long term where we're at now. It depends on his time frame, of course. But I think Nvidia is probably a little cheap here. No? Is it time to buy Nvidia, guys? Sailor sold about 3.5 thousand Bitcoin. That's why Strategy's down so much. But Strategy all the way down to 99 on this news. News that they're reducing their Bitcoin holdings by about 3.5K. They're down at 99 this morning. Hey, what's up, G Hero? What's up, dude? Overvalue, sure, until it does not. Nobody knows. He's shorting my socks? Definitely short on your socks. Your socks are definitely overvalued after what you've been doing to them. You know, 250 million. Yeah, just to put this into perspective, Burry is shorting this right here. They're not really down that much for stocks. Chip ETF. That news came out regarding Strategy selling Bitcoin right around 7 o'clock, or right around 8 o'clock this morning. So maybe 5 minutes ago this news came out. Strategy is down a pretty big amount from it. Again, 98 right now. Look at Strategy's fall. You can see Bitcoin reacting negatively to this. Bitcoin all the way down under 62,000 this morning. He's shorting some healthy assets, I'll tell you that. I mean, Tesla is an interesting one right now, but I think Tesla probably overreacted. Tesla kind of buy the rumor, sell the news dynamic after it reported noticeably better than expected deliveries on Thursday. Again, Tesla deliveries came in at around 486,000. They expected about 400, so noticeably better than expected. Almost 20% better than expected. Or no, almost 25% better than expected. But again, Tesla was a dumpster fire at the opening bell on Thursday. It dropped from about 430s, 440 almost, down to 390s. Hit as low as 390 during the day. So NASDAQ is moving. Well, moving is relative. It's starting to head up. I mean, I'm looking at 30,000 here on the NQ. Great for leaps. I noticed some DeFi platforms added fees. Short ending NASDAQ pop. Q is going down to 700s. John, can you make the market go up? I can try, bro. I can try. Tesla stock will be 2,000 by the end of the year. SpaceX around 5s. It's normal to be early. Yeah, I mean, he was early in 2007. But early can also be the same thing as being wrong. You know?
I'm sorry, that was just funny.
It really can. Honestly, if you ever watched The Big Short, you ever seen it, Britt?
Only the first half, I think.
Great movie, great movie. It's really the movie that got me into finance.
I watched all of The Big Short. I was thinking of Wolf of Wall Street. I only watched the first half of that. That bothered me.
Yeah, that one's good too. But yeah, The Big Short, great movie. Yeah, I agree. Galvin says volume is too low to be convincing. I agree. Volume's pretty light right now in markets. It's not the most voluminous market. It's an interesting market though. Like this week is interesting after last week. So like this week, you know, volume's a little light, but last week we got some big swings in a lot of different things. MU still at 1,000. Burry is green on his short on MU if he got in around 1050. Oh yeah, with time decay being early in options is the same thing as being wrong for sure.
Didn't what's his name? Christian Bale play Michael Burry in the movie?
Yeah, he did. Which if you've ever heard Burry actually talk, wild difference between Christian Bale and the real Michael Burry.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bet. Christian Bale's a great actor. Don't get me wrong. I don't like him and everything, but I'm not gonna bet on him getting anybody's voice particularly right. I mean, look what he did to Batman. It's terrible.
Yeah, but I was expecting Batman.
I
was expecting Batman when I saw a video of Burry, and I did not get.
Dude, that would have been hilarious.
Hello. Sometimes the worm gets the bird. Why is Bitcoin going down, bro? Bitcoin is going down because MicroStrategy is unloading 3.5 thousand Bitcoin instead of buying it up. Anything that strategy does that does not include adding more Bitcoin is viewed as a deeply negative thing, right? So the fact that strategy is selling some Bitcoin is making people nervous about it in general. Again, Bitcoin has fallen on that news down to under 62,000. So Bitcoin under 62,000 now. Little sketchy. Yeah, that news came out about 10 minutes ago. Pew.
What the?
Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street's great. Anyone know? Yeah, I gotta add my, let's see. And yields are down a little bit today after yeah, who knows what that guy said, Britt? I'm not even gonna look it up.
No, I know. Yeah. I just saw it and I was like, what?
Yeah. Is this news? Is what news? This right here? Yeah, I mean, recent news. Strategy sells 3.5 thousand Bitcoin, unloads their Bitcoin position. Bitcoin is down under 62,000 on this news.
Also to buy Element Solutions in $14.5 billion deal.
Let's see what gold's doing. Gold is still over its previous close, but it's still down. It hit almost 4,200s yesterday on Sunday, or it hit 4,200s in gold futures. I'm watching 42s today. I think that's a level a lot of people are going to be paying attention to. NASDAQ, I'm watching 30,000 is pretty close to us right now. We're creeping pretty close to it, and we did hold as some resistance. But look, here's 30,000 right here. So 30,000 is not that far away from us. Big milestone level. A lot of people pay attention to it. So we're going to be watching 30,000 here, obviously. Is Nvidia and Meta a buy at these prices in your opinion? It depends on how long you're holding them. I like Nvidia at these levels. Meta, I'm not sure. Meta's been a lot more volatile, but it did have pretty good news that they were getting into cloud. They were going to sell excess AI capacity to get into cloud. This is some news that we had last week that deeply affected markets here. So Meta came out with this news, and the big quote that you can take from this news source is that they're selling excess AI capacity, right? And so one of the things that happened when they announced this, it made people nervous about memory supply, demand, everything kind of going on with memory and chips. But Meta announced the news that they're, again, apparently selling excess AI capacity to get into cloud, right? And so Meta actually reacted really positively to it. They ended up coming right back down, though, and they're at 590s now. They hit almost 630s when this news was announced. But this news also dumped markets. So when Meta came out with this news, the fact that they're selling excess AI capacity made markets nervous. And so markets went down, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But I think Nvidia is probably cheap at these levels at under 200s. You know, Nvidia hasn't really followed a lot of these big tech names. They need HBM chips, and if HBM chips, there's a bottleneck there. That's not necessarily good for Nvidia. But Nvidia still seems pretty cheap at this level. What's the PE ratio on Nvidia right now? 30 to 35, trailing. Its future projections are 20 to 24, so I definitely don't like the Nvidia aspect of Burry's short. But we'll see, guys. We'll see. Again, guys, hit the like button. Hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. And let's help the stream grow. Lurkers, where are you guys at this morning? Lurks? Again, lurkers, are you here today? I know some of you guys watch the stream, never chat, never comment, never say anything. Maybe you're working, maybe you're driving, you know. I expect you to participate here. You know, this is a participation stream. So announce yourself in the chat right now. Let us know you're here. Lurkin, what's up, Chef? What's up, Jared? What's up, Ryan? Hey, what's up, Charlie? Why is Bitcoin dropping? Strategy selling 3.5 thousand Bitcoin. You rang? What's up, Coach Cleats? What's up, Chan? What's up, Get Busy Drizzy? What's up, dude? Charting right now? I know, bro. I know. It's all right. Not lurking. Hey, my guys, thank you. I'm not a lurker. I just sit in the corner and stare. That's fair. Sometimes I sit in the corner and stare as well. Let's talk about Bitcoin. We've been talking about Bitcoin. Hey, thank you, Ryan. I appreciate the likes, my friend. What's up, King Solomon? Lurking while working. That's going to be a new catchphrase of the stream. Lurking while working.
Even if you're driving, participate.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna endorse that.
Yeah. Nvidia's still dropping to low 190s. Nvidia is basically at 190s right now. It might drop there today, but I'm talking long-term. Nvidia seems cheap where we're at now. Please not if you're driving. I'm just joking. Pull over, do the smart thing, then comment. You know. I do not trade at all. Then what are you doing here, bro? Oh, you're investing.
Remember, only you can prevent 70 car pileups.
Yeah. Lurk number 447659. Yeah, again, the big news this morning, strategy dumping. Bitcoin dumping. Strategy selling 3.5 thousand Bitcoin. And again, any news that strategy is not buying more Bitcoin, even if it's just they're pausing here, crypto markets negatively react. Here's Bitcoin. Bitcoin did not like this news at all. It's under 62,000. What's up, Ariel? I see you. What's up, Braga? Lurking while working. Get your mind out the gutter, guys. I enjoy hearing what a trader thinks. Lurking the markets. Yeah, Wolf had news earlier today. We also had UAE crude production jump about 3.8 million barrels per day in June, according to sources. But yeah, Wolf entered a definitive agreement to sell its 50.1% ownership interest in the Abernathy joint venture to an investment group led by its joint venture. So Wolf had some news come out this morning. There's Wolf right here. You can see it reacting pretty well to this. Jumped up to 2440s. Hit 27s. Still watching gold, but gold's honestly pretty quiet. It's a little bit of a quiet day today, honestly. We don't have a lot going on. Yeah, AVGO Apple deal. We covered that news earlier as well. AVGO reacting really well to it. Broadcom up to 370s. Look at the compound Bitcoin short from 63,900s. Yeah, it's not, I mean, you're probably up if you're in that short. I was at a red light. Michael Sale, your Bitcoin is the new name. Hey, what's up, gaming with Baramir? Gold is super boring right now. Yeah, gold is. Tech is moving though. Chips are starting to bounce back. We'll see what happens, but they're trying here. Last week was such a busy week. I think markets are a little quiet now. Yeah, I'm looking at more news here. Again, UAE crude production jumps over 3.8 million BPD in June, second highest ever on record, according to two sources. So yeah, strategy, guys, MicroStrategy, they have a reserve balance of 2.55 billion USD as of July 5th. They sold 80.8 million Bitcoin during June 29th to June 30th. Second quarter includes an $8.31 billion of unrealized losses. They sold 2,225 during July to July 5th and sold 135.2 million Bitcoin from July 1st to the 5th. So again, they sold Bitcoin, held off on share moves, and they sold no shares under its ATM program and made no share repurchases. They said Bitcoin sale proceeds were used to fund preferred stock payments, while its cash reserves stood at 2.55 billion. So Bitcoin is heading for a discount buy? Yeah, I guess. Hey, what's up, Rocks? Extended weekend. Yeah, it was a long weekend. I think markets are a little boring right now just because less people are less people are watching markets. A lot of people still sleeping. Here's the S&P 500. I'm watching that 75.75 level in the S&P. The funniest outcome will be that Saylor rebuys all the Bitcoin he sold. That 30 to 50% higher, knowing how redacted he is, it might be possible. Oil's pretty flat. It's not really moving too much. It's at 68. It did dip on that production news on higher output, which is more supply and ultimately less demand. What's up, Boomdoc? So oil is at 68. It's not at the 67s it was at earlier. On Thursday last week. Oil's pretty flat as well. I'll look for a range today, or maybe we'll break out of this range and do something, but we gotta watch gold as well. Bitcoin bounced off 59 to 60,000 area twice now. Yeah, Bitcoin is just dropping right now on the MicroStrategy news.
What's up, Boomdoc?
Yeah. What's up, guys? What's going on with Iran? The last news we got was on July 4th. The last real news we got for Iran was on July 4th, and that news was that both sides are walking away from talks for about a week. They're taking a week break from talks. But like I said earlier, guys, what do you guys want to buy today? Stocks, assets, futures, markets. What are you guys interested in buying today? Honestly, gold, it's been in a longer term flush. But you can kind of see the long-term trend. I mean, gold last Tuesday, Wednesday was under 4,000. Then Warsh came out, which most people interpreted Warsh's comments as dovish. Yields did go down, so that means markets priced it in as dovishness. And then we had the weak payroll print, right? All of this is good for gold because gold tends to do well when bond yields go down, right? Less people buy bonds because yields are lower, and so more people buy what's called risk-on assets like gold and Bitcoin and equities to a certain extent. Stocks, AMD, gold, silver, beer, 0 day to expiry options like the DJ. Yeah. Let's look at Oracle. Oracle's still at 140. It's not looking good. Yeah, SpaceX joining NQ tomorrow. That's big news tomorrow. We do have ISM PMI today as well. So we do have ISM manufacturing data today as well. Or not ISM manufacturing, ISM services data at 10 o'clock today. So at 10 a.m. today, we have ISM services. I do not believe we have. Yeah, no 8:30 news today either, but ISM data might move markets. We've seen some big trends in ISM data as well. But again, at this point in time, markets are depricing in rates. So after last week, the easiest thing to understand is that rate hike odds have gone down. Here is hike odds for next meeting. They're only at 24%. Prior to this, they were at 34%. So they've gone down about 10% odds in rate hikes after Warsh, after jobs. And I think jobs is going to be an interesting trend moving forward. And this heads into next week. So remember, next week we have CPI and PPI data. So we got more inflation data next week. And a lot of people are kind of holding their breath waiting for CPI and PPI because the last print was over 4%. It was at 4.2% inflation. So in a market that fears rate hikes, in a jobs market that was lower than expected, oil has fallen all the way back down under 70 basically, so pre-conflict WTI crude prices. So a lot of people are going to be waiting for CPI inflation data. We do have the Fed minutes report this week, and I'm really curious to see what this is, because this is Warsh's first FOMC minutes report, recapping the previous meeting from a couple weeks ago for Warsh. And so we'll see what that looks like. But again, Warsh did speak last week on his first outside of FOMC meeting, and markets mostly priced it in as dovishness. What's up, Sam? How you doing, bro? Hope you're doing good, man. Big red candle on gold. Big is relative, I guess, but we do have a big red, like somewhat of a red candle on gold. I don't see anything that would drive this. I'm checking the sources right now, but I don't see anything that would drive this really.
No, the only thing I'm seeing is some news on Aramco.
Yeah. So Aramco, yeah, makes biggest cut to main oil price since at least 2000. Broadcom and Apple again collaborating through 2023 with new multi-year agreements. We did get news on them this morning regarding Apple and Broadcom. AVGO did react really well. Apple did as well to a certain extent. But other big news is that SK Hynix is supposed to IPO. They announced an IPO basically. And it's just the way they're doing it. What they're doing is called an ADR IPO, which is an American Depository Receipt. It's basically how foreign countries can raise money through U.S. IPOs. So instead of dealing with foreign exchanges, currency rates, and more, investors can simply purchase an ADR through a standard domestic brokerage account. So if you want to buy like SK Hynix, it'll give you access to that once they IPO, which we'll see when that is. He is new to this, where Powell was bored with it. I don't think Powell was bored. Did you make that daily cushion? Honestly, I haven't really traded that much yet. We got one of these Apex accounts, though. So Apex right now, $17.76, 250K legacy eval accounts right now. And I might buy the NASDAQ right here with some size.
Hey, Faye, good morning.
Hey, what's up, Faye? I'm going to buy this here and just kind of swing for the fences and see what happens here. But I did just jump in 30 contracts in this thing. I think I have to make about 15,000 or so in this to pass it. But again, $17.76 Apex legacy accounts, 250K.
Morning, Sam. And good for you, Rocks.
Yep. All right, so we did buy this here. We might add more to it. Just kind of go for it here. We'll take 100 contracts here. It's 250K evals, man. 100 contracts. Just bought one. Yeah, I got a kind of full port into it at least once today. Lurking like a crocodile. What's up, AV? Geo looking good. I don't know what my drawdown is here, but again, we're going to kind of full port into this thing. We got 200 micros right now. Let's see. I'll take 250. See if we bounce at the 200 exponential again. This is the 200 exponential. Yeah, 10-year and 2-year continue to fall today. Both of those are down. So the 2-year treasury yields, they're not down a lot today, but they're down from last week. Again, Warsh's comments mixed with weak jobs. You know, when jobs are weak, it's more likely that the Fed might step in and cut interest rates. It's not it doesn't mean it's the most probable thing, but it's just more probable that they do. So that is why, essentially, that is why we've seen the swings that we have here. So we are up a decent amount. We'll take a little bit off here, a little bit more off there. See if this bounce continues at the 200 exponential. Take a little bit more off there, up there, kind of slowly scale out of this thing. We got 150 left though, so we'll leave that. The profit target for this, I believe, is around 15,000 here. It might be 16. Yeah, 15,000 is the profit target. So we're pretty green on this bounce. We got a cushion of about 4,000 right now in this thing. We can hold the rest pretty much flat. Oh yeah, dude. slowly add to this. I hope this short-term moving average doesn't push it back down here. But it is a kind of a choppy day now. I know the birds are still here.
Sam.
Thinking, man. Hit the
Awesome,
like button,
Sam.
guys.
Congratulations, dude.
Let's get over 200 likes. My silver trade went sweet. Bought 3x leverage silver ETF last Tuesday, then sold it all before Friday closed. Nice, bro. Hey, 250 or 20% profit's good. I almost said 250 profit. I've been watching this account.
Excuse me, John. Is your name at Brit? I believe he was talking to me.
I am Brit. Okay.
We are all Brit.
Yeah, that's right. It's like Fight Club, you know.
Yeah, I'm teasing, but congratulations, Sam. Good job, man.
What do you think of shorting Sony after their decision of getting rid of physical games? I mean, I think this is look. The GameStop people got mad at me when I said this about physical video games. And I know some people have a lot of confirmation bias where they don't want physical video games to go away. But you got to understand, like, it's an inevitability. Like, we are going to go full digital in video games. It's just an objectively obvious thing here. All right, I'm going to take a little bit more off on this bounce. It's just going to happen. You know, Sony doing it for 2028, you know, that's still a few years away, a year and a half away. And so, you know, I'm not shocked to see this happen. Everybody's like, oh, I'm not shocked. Like, it's going to happen. Technology evolves, guys. Like, that's the reality of it. Tech evolves. And so I'm not shocked to see Sony get rid of it. Netflix, Baba. Memory's up on the day, I believe, but they're not up a crazy amount here. So we've scaled down to about 100 contracts. I'll take a little bit more off up there. We got 75 right now. The bounce at the 200 exponential worked really well, though. We've bounced there a couple times. We're about a third of the way there now, and about 5K in profit or so. There we go. There we go. This is what we wanted. All right, we got 25 left. A measly 25. But, did they really do that? Pew said they removed a bunch of games people paid full for. Did they really do that? Really? I'm not a PlayStation guy. The only last time I had a PlayStation was Vice City. And so you know how long ago that was.
Yeah, dude.
That's a bad move if you did.
I owned one for about a week, and then I returned it and got an Xbox and started playing Halo. Best move I ever made.
I know, me too. That's basically my move, too. Halo got me on Xbox.
Yeah, dude.
All right, guys, we are up here today.
Also, I don't like the fully digital games either, but, you know, what are you going to do?
I'm going to sell the rest of this break even on the rest. So we just made almost 5K. We'll wait now. It might continue a longer term uptrend, really, but we'll lock in the profit on the day and just chill.
If they axed a bunch of games that I paid for, I'd be mad, like really mad.
Hi, I haven't traded futures in a while, so forgive me, but why not do the mini NASDAQ since you're doing 100 micros? I like scaling it with micros more, but look at that. I get out and we get another big bounce here. Let's see if there's any news right now. But, big market bounce with some volume. Let's see what happens. It's not a big market bounce, just to clarify. Micron and Ford signed a long-term memory supply pact. Let's see if MU's moving, and this is why. Yeah, MU's bouncing a little bit. We're up to 307s though still, but yeah, we did get a big bounce here in the NASDAQ. Not a big bounce. Again, I keep saying big, but it's actually pretty small. Range is pretty light on the day though, so relative to the previous range, it might not be small. I'm cooking my dinner while listening to the stream. What are you cooking, bro?
That's what I want to know. You shouldn't have brought that up.
Yeah. Oh, no. Dude, it was a trap. I fell for it.
It totally was.
Yeah. Oil's at about 68s. It's lower over the last few minutes here. So WTI crude is lower.
Dude, what you didn't know, John, is me and that Jack guy are in cahoots.
Yeah. Yeah. I could feel it, dude. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you're still playing PS3 and older consoles, you don't own many games anyway. Any game you play. I mean, most stuff is on, like, Game Pass for Xbox anyway.
I agree, but I strongly dislike having to be online to play a game. That really bothers me.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if I'm actually playing, like, PvP, okay. You know, but to play the campaign, that's ridiculous. But anyway.
Yeah. No, I feel you, bro. Oil is going up. I keep hearing a big bounce from my bathroom. Then I came back and the NASDAQ hasn't moved. Listen, bro, if there's one thing I do, I embellish things. We got to keep an exciting stream here. We run an honest stream, okay? It's honest here. You know, John the Honest is my name. But sometimes I embellish things because, you know, we got to make excitement in markets, even when there's little excitement. The most exciting thing going on right now, if you're just tuning in to markets today, Bitcoin down at 62,000. Strategy is not buying Bitcoin. And this is the news that's tripping people up, freaking people out. Bitcoin is down a pretty decent amount, all things considered. I mean, it's about $1,000, less than that maybe, but Bitcoin is down on the strategy news. You can see strategy is definitely not reacting well. It's now under 100. It was at 104. It's looking kind of optimistic for strategy. It's now at 99. So the biggest news is that strategy is now not buying Bitcoin.
Micron Ford signed long-term memory supply pact, apparently.
Like, I just blew his O-ring to get back to his PC because John's over dramatic. If there's one thing I am, if you've ever watched data releases here, definitely over dramatic. You know, I cover data releases like it's the NASCAR 500 or like it's the Indy 500. Okay, that's just what I do here. I gotta make it exciting. I gotta make it pop. You're welcome, guys. I give you excitement.
Strobe lights, music, confetti.
Yeah. The headline is John gives excitement. All right. John gives excitement. You're welcome. All right. You're welcome. 7 years ago, I told people Ubisoft would be done. Yeah. Every once in a while, you got to blow an O-ring. That's right. John the non-honest. Yeah, definitely non-honest. Johnest. That's my name, bro. Johnest. Recently, there's a big bounce in oil. I mean, how recently? I keep hearing big bounce. Yeah.
Also, that sounds like a real name from like the 1300s.
Johnest? You know?
Yeah.
Why do you buy stuff from Temu, bro? I've never bought a thing from Temu. I already know what's up with Temu, bro. Bro, I've been playing chess online on chess.com. And, like, you can see the profile picture of who you're playing against, bro. I lost yesterday. It had to be, like, a 7-year-old, dude. This 7-year-old kicked my ass at chess. I'm still kind of mad about it right now. Like, he's like a little kid. He's got a big smile on his face. I'm sitting there like, you freaking jerk, dude. You freaking jerk. Like, I'm mad. I didn't start chess at 7 like that, you know? Because this kid was good. You know, this kid was good.
Started playing when I was like 5 or 6, but I didn't keep it up.
Yeah. My dad used to play with me a lot. And again, my son's been playing with me lately.
Is he better than you yet?
No, not yet. He still gives up too soon. As soon as he loses a good piece, like if I put him in a fork, which a fork means like you're gonna lose a good piece no matter what you do, he usually quits. He quits. Yeah, he quits. It's all right.
I was one of those kids that accidentally knocked over the game board. You know, it's like, oh no, we got to reset.
No, for sure. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. My ELO really is probably like 400, Sam. It's not high. It's not high. It's not bad. I mean, it's not good, but it's probably like 400. Are you not entertained? That's right. I'm like Gladiator right here.
Of course, to be fair, I also used to, whenever someone was beating me who didn't know, like, wasn't like great at it, didn't play a lot, I'd like make up moves, be like, oh yeah, you can totally do that, you know?
Yeah. Listen, guys, everybody yell at me for cutting my long because it would have been the greatest long ever. You guys know how I exaggerate. Look at the NASDAQ rip up here. So let's see if there's some chip news or something going on right now to make markets go up. Again, markets are a little slow today. Not a lot going on. A record 45 Japanese companies went bankrupt in the first half of this year, citing the weak yen, the highest first half total since 2022, highlighting the growing strain of rising import costs on businesses. Again, we're also seeing news that hedge funds are dumping Mag 7 as AI trade loses momentum. So AI is still a big worry, but markets are kind of moving up a little bit right now. Gold down, markets up.
Leave me one thing to read, huh, John?
Dude, listen, it's what I do here. I take reading material away from Brit, but look at gold. Gold's fading a little bit. Nvidia's bouncing back. Where's MU at? MU is such a big story right now. Michael Burry apparently shorted MU around right here. Some other, again, if you're just now tuning in, Burry is shorting MU, Nvidia, Caterpillar, SOX ETF, and what was the other one? Nvidia, MU,
Or
Caterpillar,
sheets.
Sox MT is, yeah, definitely short on my sheets. But basically they say the MU short is at about 1050s. So what if he got in right here?
A couple questions. Well, actually, one really. How much is Michael Burry actually worth? Like
Uh,
roughly.
I believe it's hundreds of millions, to be honest. He made a lot in 2007. So I'm showing here 300 million roughly is what he's worth. 300 million.
I'm not jealous at all.
Dude, he'll slap me with his wallet regardless of what I say. He might be wrong about the short. I like Nvidia. The biggest stock I like out of that group is Nvidia. I think Nvidia is still cheap. PE ratio is low. Burry would short the sun rising tomorrow because he thinks it's time for a correction. I mean, if he held it long enough, it would correct back down. You know, the sun goes down every night, so might not be a bad short. If there were options, or go ahead, Brady.
Sorry. No. Yours is actually important. Go
It's
ahead.
just a joke. If there were options on whether the sun would stay in the sky, I'd buy put options. You know.
Well, then yours was not any more important than mine.
yeah.
No, I was gonna say, do you know what shorting sheets is? That was the joke that I made earlier.
No, I do not.
I mean, like,
Explain it to us.
It's kind of it's like a prank that kids, mostly kids, play on each other at like camp and stuff, where they like tie like somebody's sheets in a knot like right in the middle.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
I know.
That's mean.
It's traumatizing.
I know. I believe it. Yeah. Nvidia is great, but if the whole thing contracts, they're getting dragged with it. Yeah, no, for sure. I think Nvidia is one. Like I said this a lot last week, and I just jumped in long again right here. But I said this last week. I think Nvidia is one of those things where if you hold it truly long term, like decade plus, you're probably sitting pretty solid right now. But it might crash in between them. You know, it might dip in between them. We might have a bear market. It might correct even more. If things really start to spin out of control in terms of corrections, I mean, Nvidia could certainly not hold. But long-term, 10, 20 years, Nvidia is going to be an easy money bet, in my opinion. But I might be wrong. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with that? Let me know in chat right now. Do you agree? Is it time to buy Tesla today as well, guys? Is it a Tesla buying opportunity right now? Tesla, again, great delivery numbers. Went all the way up to delivery showed up at 486,000, dropped almost 25%. So a lot of people are talking about Tesla today. SpaceX, we're watching it. It's supposed to get added to the NASDAQ tomorrow. All right, look, I'm just going to, I got to full port this. Wait, is this news?
Let's see.
Well, we're about to take some big size here if it is. Hopefully it's not bad news coming out.
Something about AI native startups build more with fewer people, according to a study.
Yeah, we have 270 contracts right now. That might be the biggest size I've ever taken in anything ever.
More news about Saudi Arabia sets August Arab Light crude oil. I think it might just be a repeat of the news.
Yeah, so a joint study by Harvard Business School and Instead found AI native startups are about 25% smaller than traditional, employing fewer entry-level workers and managers while achieving comparable company value. Yeah, but I mean, that's because it's AI, of course. I mean, with AI, basically what they're saying is with AI, you need less people. And that's true. All right, so we're green on this trade. I'm going to start to unload here. At least a little bit. We got about 150 contracts left. There we go. We got the bounce. We kind of added into this. So don't do this with a real account, but now we're red. I could add size back. I think I'm gonna just add some size back to this thing if we keep dropping. Yeah, I mean, I'm in this right now. All right, we got 270. I don't know what the max size here is. It 300? We're already up about 5 prior to this trade. Might be a risky day to look for continuations, though. Eesh. Dropping back down. $270, okay. Yeah, Saylor sold Bitcoin. That's definitely news dumping markets this morning. Because Saylor announced that they sold about 3.5 thousand Bitcoin. The account's not gone yet, bro. I'm actually flat on this last little piece. Actually, I'm green now. I'm gonna unload some size real quick on this bounce. We're doing okay still, though. We're basically flat on this. Strategy has sold 3,588 Bitcoin for 216 million to fund dividends. Yeah, they got to pay out their stretch. Stretch is not at $100 anymore. I'm going to liquidate some of this here and then add back if it starts to go in my favor, I think. I know, my drawdown's 6,500, I know. There we go. We get under the 200 EMA, though. I don't really like this that much. And again, in other big stories, we got ISM data. There we go. Okay. Yes, sir. Okay, we're going to take some more off here. Yep. Do not do this in a real funded account, guys. Do not do this. Yeah, we're up about 6 right now, so we've made money, but we'll hold the rest flat. If it pulls back. We'll give it a second, though. We're a little volatile here. Yeah, so Broadcom, MicroStrategy, AVGO, and more. I'm watching Apple today at the opening bell also, though. Apple seems interesting. Yeah, this is, again, guys, if you didn't know already, Apex has $17.76, $250,000 evals right now if you use coupon code BGT. Okay, there we go. Doing good. We'll take 10 off up here just in case it runs into resistance. We're close to 30K though, so I am watching 30,000. And again, if you want to check out the Apex evals, $17.76 evals. I believe it lasts until the 14th, but there's the link right there. You can also see it pinned to the top or to the chat. So far, we're doing pretty good, though, in this one. Bull or bear right now, guys? Bull or bear? We did a poll. 66% bulls this morning out of 750 votes. 34% are bearish right now. Yeah, I mean, Pawn says, could we be seeing Bitcoin mining compute being switched over to AI computing, leading to weak Bitcoin values? That could be some of it for sure. I think the news now is just sailors selling Bitcoin, and I think we're probably priced into the 4-year cycle now. I said this before, but like, again, 4-year cycle basically means 3 years of green, 1 year of red, 3 years of green, 1 year with red, and that's been pretty consistent historically. And so even if you're bullish on Bitcoin, we might not see big green action until, you know, later. All right, we're gonna take a little bit more off on this bounce. Slowly riding the longs up though in NASDAQ here. Yeah, so Burry in his Substack said today, and this was on the 2nd, he disclosed the Caterpillar short. He disclosed MU afterwards, Micron. He's shorting Nvidia. He's shorting SOX ETF. The Caterpillar one's the only one I don't understand. I mean, I'm not even saying I agree with the other ones, but the Caterpillar one seems to be kind of maybe a hedge in his shorts because it's up a lot, and so could be a hedge in what he's doing. Oh yeah, 4-year bull, sorry. 1-year bear, sorry. It might be a turd, but it's a golden turd. 13 minutes for the red folder drop. What drops in 13 minutes? Nothing really drops at 9 o'clock this morning. Not that I know of. Do we have news at 9:30 or at 9 o'clock this morning? I don't know. The only news we really have today is ISM services data coming out at 10 a.m. We got regular services data coming out at 9:45 and at 10. So All right, I asked people bull or bear. I see bear, bull. Again, bull or bear, chat. What do you guys think? Mostly bulls today, it looks like. Yeah, a lot of tweets, but not the tweets you guys thinking of. Those birds are still here. Bear, hyena. Whoa. What the heck just happened? Permabull, bear. Yeah, I mean, the 4-year cycle's tied to the halving. All right, so we're still moving up more here in this trade. Let's see if we can go up more. Shorting Caterpillar because less expected less sell of farm equipment. I watch news in a bunch of different places, to be honest. Alright, still moving up a nice amount. We're going to take a little bit more off up here. We're almost halfway there in this thing. Gotta swing it for the fences. Yeah, well, honestly, historically, the after the long weekend of July 4th, a lot of the time we get bullishness. Not always. Nothing's perfect or absolute in markets, but a lot of the time after the long weekend of July 4th, we get a bull day following that, or a bull week, I should say. Again, we do have the Fed minutes report. Washes first on Wednesday. So, we'll see. Alright. We're still kind of pushing here, though. I'm mostly out of this trade. We only got 5 contracts left, and maybe we add more to this as we start to go. Historically, July is a bull month, so I'm hopeful we get a pivot later in the week on Bitcoin. Yeah, maybe. The strategy news has negatively affected this. I should have added more to this, but we're very green. Celsius? I don't like Celsius, man. Yeah, I've been pretty outspoken on Celsius. We'll add some to this now. We'll take 10 contracts here, see if we keep pushing. Look at this move. See if any news came out. I see China halt some trains for 3 days due to the typhoon, but that's it. Alright, guys, I'm going to start to cut this, and we'll get out the rest right here and just have a pretty easy, successful range trade. We're still a little ways away from 30K, but look at the green show up. Let's see if there's any reason for this. MU's not really bouncing back that much. Strategy.
That's like the third. Sorry.
Strategy has fallen all the way down to 97s right now. Look at strategy here. The strategy's still struggling. Yeah, Wolf had news. What's up, Faye? How you doing?
Hey, Faye. Like the third time they've reported on China halting trains for the typhoon.
Yeah. Well, it's some news. Where's gold? Gold's still filling all the gap back down here. Did you pass the Apex account already? No, not yet. We had a good trade. We're about halfway there. Nasdaq's still pushing, though. So I could have held that long the whole time and made money, but you guys know me. I'm a big trading wimp. Yeah, stretch, strategy, Bitcoin, all doing worse after they announced they're selling. Spacex still at 163s, but even it's pretty flat. Good trade on silver, go. Yeah, silver's falling with gold. If this goes to 30K, you'll be prosperous. Will you keep it? I'm already out, bro. Not in the Legacy 250. You don't have to have 70%, I don't think. Yeah, I believe on Apex you could pass in one day. There's no consistency in the eval, I think. Am I wrong on that? I don't think there is. Here's the S&P 500. Again, here's Broadcom. It's doing well on the news. SanDisk is also down from its highs, but it's up some on the day. So we've got some rebounds. Here's NVIDIA. So we'll see what happens. The president apparently is supposed to be ringing the opening bell on Wall Street. Look at that other news. Man, we had some views during Warsh's speech. We had like 5,000 people here during Warsh's speech. Honestly, he needs to speak more. You know, I know he doesn't like forward guidance. He also doesn't like public speaking. At least he's critical of it, but man.
I don't think he likes his task forces.
Yeah, that's right. Get a task force on speaking more, Warsh. I'd join it.
Yeah,
you know?
It was great for viewership, you know.
Yeah, it was. Do you think strategy will dump more on the opening bell? I'm really not sure. Yeah, there was news, Tanvir. How you doing, bro? Tanvir, long-term viewer. Shout out to my friend Tanvir in the chat. Hope you're doing well, brother. But yeah, there was news on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is down with strategy. You know, again, anything that shows strategy is not buying more Bitcoin is usually bearish, right? It influences Bitcoin generally, as well as obviously crypto-related things. But strategy was at 104s. Prior to this news, they announced they're selling 3.5 thousand Bitcoin to pay dividends, is essentially what they said. So strategy dipped all the way down. It's at 97 right now. Bitcoin also fell on this news. It's down to 61s already. So knew the Spacex launch was going to be the top. Yeah, I mean, SpaceX, again, they're supposed to be getting added to the NASDAQ tomorrow. We'll see what they do. And gold was gapping up, you know, but it's basically filled most of this gap on the way down here. So again, we're almost at 9 o'clock scrum here. Let's see if me selling that NASDAQ long I was in earlier was the right move. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can pass them all same day. You're held back by old trauma. You should have let your winners run. I know, definitely held back from old trauma. The trauma of markets is going to be the new channel name. The therapist of markets is me right here. Is I. Yeah, $13 billion negative is not good for strategy. Yeah. Yeah. What's my task force going to be called? Let me know. Chirp Force is probably a pretty good one. Need therapy after last week. Yeah, it's all an illusion. I think you're wrong. How much do you charge for my task force? A penny a day. You know, in the arms of the angels. Help John's task force. 1 penny a day. We'll get you there.
Yeah, you can help provide therapy for millions of losing traders.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a cup and I'm gonna shake the cup and, you know, put sad pictures of me. You know, a bunch of sad pictures of me.
John just crying.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, I'm not wrong. Beginner therapy, that's it. All right, here's 9 o'clock. Yes? Once I'm done with this. Fellow engineer said his wife was a shrink and she was more... Yeah, that's kind of how it goes. All right, NASDAQ's still moving up. Hasn't really stopped. Bitcoin US dollar still fading down under 61,800s now. Let me get a free Lucid if I'm right. So what are you saying? You have to wait 7 days to pass the eval? Yeah, I'm looking this up right now, bro. Because we don't give free accounts here.
What?
We don't just give them away. You gotta win a free account. Yeah. Oh, wait. So I do see you're not wrong. Complete a minimum of 7 trading days, non-consecutive, for a valid eval, subject to active promotions for 1-day pass. But is there a 1-day pass promotion going on right now? I think there usually is. So I'll have to look. But you are not wrong, sir. You are right. But the question is there a 7-day pass on these things? Chat, you guys can help me with that more than me right now. Even if it is 7-day pass, you get a bunch of them and you just try to pass it off, same day. It's 1-day pass in the Legacy 250s per their Discord. Thank you, Blaze. It's not 5 in Lucid. It depends on which one you're looking at. Most Lucids are 50% consistency. 9 a.m. drop. Yeah, so look at the NASDAQ at 9 o'clock. We dipped a little bit here. We're still getting close to 30K, and maybe we move up to 30K before we pull back here, but... Yeah, I posted a screenshot of it last night. They were getting questions. Okay, gotcha. Appreciate it, Blaze. Thank you, sir. Yeah, and y'all join our Discord. Look, every morning we post this beautiful morning market recap here. Every single morning, where we detail everything going on in markets, all the big news, everything going on, any data releases and more. So join us in the Discord, guys. I'll put the link up. Here's the link right here. We appreciate it.
It's informative and visually stunning.
Yeah.
That's right. So join the Discord and check it out. You won't regret it. No, I didn't.
Apex $17 evals. I think it's great. I mean, 250K eval for $17. Probably the cheapest evals ever, So I think it's great. You can check it out. Use coupon code BGT if you want to help support your friend here. We try to do a lot of stuff free. We don't sell a course. We don't sell a service. We try not to act like experts, and we kind of give people free data and free kind of education. So help support your friend here. Check it out. Link is pinned at the top of the chat. What do you think about when they say traders stay poor and investors stay rich? I think a lot of traders do stay poor and a lot of investors do stay rich. So I'm not necessarily against that saying.
Yeah, but I'm looking to get rich, not stay rich.
And you got to look at the top traders, right? The top traders are probably who you want to focus on as well. Like the top traders are generally do really, really well. The thing about investing is it's easier, right? It's easier to make money investing. All right, so we're going to buy this pullback here. We did get a fairly large pullback. Close to the 200 EMA at 9 o'clock. We're going to buy this up with about 50 contracts. The 200 exponential has been holding support most of the day here. So, and I will add to this as it goes down. If we break under the 200 exponential, I'll cut it. Where you get that, bro? You get that at the link in the description, or it's pinned to the top of the chat on Apex. It's Apex $17 account. $17.76. It's a July 4th discount. McGregor or Holloway? Bro, I got to go with my guy Max. It's been a long time since they fought, and Max has improved dramatically, so I got to go with Max.
Yeah, Eddie's been on a tear, and McGregor's been out of the ring for a long time.
100%. And, Max's striking is legit.
Yeah.
Again, Connor or Max, guys, let me know.
I mean, Connor's always got a shot. I mean, as dynamic as he is, but
yeah,
I would have to pick Max too for all the reasons we just talked about.
Right, for sure. All right, we're going to take a little bit off here and then add back if we get a rebound. Let me switch this.
Do you think it's pretty much guaranteed to stay on the feet? I know Max can fight on the ground. I mean, honestly,
yeah.
he's much better on the ground than Connor, but
yeah, I think it's going to stay on the feet. Yeah, I think it's going to stay on the feet too. All right, so now we're red, but we already took half of this off, so we're going to be green on the trade nonetheless, as long as we hold here. But that 200 exponential has been holding some support. Wi-Fi pumping. Probably Sage. I don't know him personally. Connor is an unk now. Alright, we're still green here. We'll wait and see if this one goes more green and then add more to it, and if it doesn't, we'll just get out with a small loss. What's up, Max? Yeah, I use Tradeovate. It's the simplest one, easiest to use. It's a web-based platform, so I don't like downloading software. I already got a lot of stuff to run on my computer, to be honest, so. Yeah, you can also use code BGT for Lucid. Lucid, they dropped some crates. I got 55% off. I know some people got 75% off. Brit got 40% because, everybody hates Brit. It's a new sitcom. But yeah,
everybody hates.
Yeah, even apparently even the internet hates you because you just lagged out as you were singing, Brit.
It's probably for the best. Because while I can sing pretty well, I did terrible on that one.
Yeah, Trade C is good if you want to copy Trade Earth. It's not bad. Just lost 6,000 on what, Jared? Or is it Jareed?
Art Reed, I think. I don't know.
No, I think it's just Jared, and he's double posting. He's double posting letters, is what it is.
Maybe he just literally, misplaced $6,000, like not necessarily in the market.
Yeah, Brit's got it. Brit took it. No. Yeah, Apex 250K account. Yeah, sorry to hear, bro. Went from 11 to 6. I don't think that's the main problem for him. Microsoft having a good day. Yeah, I mean, some tech's rebounding. Chips are kind of back up some. Bitcoin's not having a great day. Yeah, so I see small firms are replacing Salesforce and HubSpot with custom AI build applications, which could kind of cause more software fears, but I'll have to look at what CRM is doing after this trade. Or maybe we'll do it while this trade's going on. Is Salesforce down? It's down a little bit. It's not really high volume, though, but it's down. Yeah, we got 20 minutes until the open, but it's still pretty quiet. Salesforce is dumping. Yeah, the funds have to buy Spacex today. That is true because it IPOs on the NASDAQ, or it debuts on the NASDAQ tomorrow. Yeah, we got 25 shares left. We break under the 200 exponential. We're going to cut this. I'll let it try to bounce here first, but I think they extended the Apex sale, Sam. I saw somebody posted that they're extending it until July. Was it Max in our Discord or was it Blaze? It was one of those two.
It is July.
Yeah, sorry I didn't get with you, Max, and play Halo. over the weekend. It's just been busy. I'm traveling on vacation right now, so we'll get
I
it
feel bad,
done.
Max. He didn't even hang out with me.
I know, I didn't even play video games with Britt, you know?
I was all alone on Helldivers. Thanks, John.
Yeah, that's all right. You know? Solana under 80 is a gift long term. Yeah. Yeah, I think the 250K special lasts until July 14th, if I remember correctly, but I still might be wrong. Somebody posted it earlier. Let me find it. Yeah, the holiday weekend left many traders with less time to take advantage of the $17. Oh, we're extending the 1770 Legacy PA Activation 3 fee through July 14th. Okay, so the extension, you're right. It's only to the activation fee. So the real Apex 1776 deal ends tomorrow at midnight. Yeah, we'll probably cut the rest of this soon here. We're under the 200 EMA. I'll cut it. It might bounce here, but I'm going to cut it right there and just wait. No, you're right, Sam. You were correct. Yeah, Blaze.
IAEA, let's see. IAEA Chief Grossi to meet Rosatom head in Russia's Kaliningrad on Friday. Leningrad, sorry.
Yeah, I see that.
And apparently, in the last couple of days, they've been taking turns hitting each other's refineries. So there's that, too. I'm surprised oil hasn't gone up a little bit on that.
Yeah, oil's been kind of slow, man. For the last few weeks, we haven't seen any big moves in oil. You look at an hourly chart. Really, since mid-June or late June, we haven't really seen big moves in oil. I mean, we're under 70s, which is good. We've been under 70s, though, since June. So we'll see if oil holds down there. But again, I think that's good heading into like next week with CPI and PPI inflation. That's good if it stays low. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Spot gold down 1%. Yes, gold is basically giving back a lot of its gains. One of the big stories is crypto, though. Does anybody day trade crypto futures? I mean, we're under 62s now for Bitcoin. Yeah. Oil isn't on CME, that's why. Yeah, Brit. You day trade Bitcoin futures? Micro Bitcoin? What's your strategies on that? Sometimes Bitcoin can move easier, I would say, than like normal futures. Kramer's bullish on Oracle right now on CNBC. Oh no. It's bad news, dude. We will put this thing in sub-only mode right now. So we are now in sub-only mode. I trade IBIT. Yeah, we got 18 minutes until the opening bell here. Let me get a timer for that. Tell Claude, do it now. Do it right now. Yeah, y'all hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. I got out of that short on NASDAQ. I don't know if it's the right move or not yet. We'll have to see how time plays out here. Looks like it's going to keep dropping, though. Bearish on candles. Still dipping here. Yeah, so there we're now under the 200 exponential. Looks like I got out just in time for that. We'll wait. See how the market plays out now. VWAP volume profile and initial balance. Yeah, look at the NASDAQ drop here. This might be news driven. Hold on, let's see what the news is. Look at that drop. Could be the 200 exponential breakdown, but let's see if there's any other breaking news. Again, strategy down. Look at that red candle.
Yeah, it's all I see is I'm talking about strategy falling.
Yeah. I don't think that's doing it here, though. It's,
No,
yeah, getting some red showing up.
I don't see any tweets either.
MU is falling down a little bit. Nvidia has as well. Looks like it's tech driven. You look at oil, see if oil did jump a little bit as well, though, so this could be geopolitics. It's not a huge jump for oil, but it's almost back green on the day as the nasdaq dips here. Look at the nasdaq fall right now. So something's going on. I can see all the grifters just showed up in the chat right now on this drop. Hello, grifters. Who would win a fight between grifters and the lurkers? I'm gonna go with the lurkers, you know, because they're lurking. They're training martial arts instead of chatting. So yeah, I always see a volume spike in my views as soon as we have some type of news come out here.
I don't know. All I know is that sounds like two rival gangs from Riverdale.
Yeah, that's right. But I don't see any news here. If y'all see news, let me know. I don't see anything. I see reiterations of like the strategy news where they're selling 3,588 Bitcoin. But you also got
interim BP chair Tyler Way's bid for permanent role after. Yeah, I mean, like I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, I gotta check Burry's posts. Nothing really yet. I am here a lurker. Some of you guys, we call the grifters the people who show up for big catalysts. Like anytime the market moves big, a bunch of people tune in to see what's going on. Yeah, you never know how many lurkers there really are. They've got the numbers probably on the grifters. Yeah, here's gold. Gold's moving down also here. All I'm really seeing is reiterations of strategy news we got earlier. Apple pulling back a little bit. What else has been running? SanDisk pulling back, MU pulling back, Nvidia pulling back, Google pulling back, Microsoft pulling back, Meta pulling back. So tech, it's not a big enough drop to where it has to be a catalyst. It could be just markets getting priced in for the opening bell, which is the first open since a long weekend. But the NASDAQ is steady breaking down here. Look. You don't see us, but we're here.
That's a good point, Blaze. If it's a team battle, the lurkers win because you never know how many of them there really are.
Yeah. Hey, JP King, you might be a little bit delayed, my friend. Hit the live button next to the play button, bro. Catch up.
Sure.
You'll hear this in 5 minutes. This is John talking from the future right now. Yeah, this is John talking from the future specifically here.
Back from the future.
Yeah. I'm back from the future to tell you you're delayed on the stream, bro. Spacex still up there to almost 165, so. Gold rejecting. Bitcoin just broke lows, 61.5s on the day now. I mean, the strategy news is old, but we are seeing like reposting of it, so maybe that's what's freaking people out. Anybody that didn't know the news is now seeing it. John Connor, that's right. Yeah, SK Hynix and Samsung originally went up overnight. They ended up turning all the way around and going red on the day. SK Hynix, Samsung, the Kospi. I think the Nikkei did as well, but I'll have to check the Nikkei. What's up, Cho? I'm not lurking, I just slept in. That's alright, bro. I am not a bot. Perps. I never said you were a bot, bro, but now I think you might be a bot, dude, just because you're telling me you're not a bot. You know? Who says, who claims not to be a bot? Bots do, okay? Real quick, right now, what's your name? Sorry, I forgot it already. That is a roll of duct tape behind me. My computer falling apart, dude. It's got these glass handles in. The duct tape honestly came off a little bit. Don't judge me.
And my name is Britt, by the way. I can't
Yeah.
believe you forgot after all these years.
Yeah. Perps, now I think you might be a bot, bro. What's your favorite, let me see, let me think of an obscure question. What's your favorite 1960s muscle car? Perps. Let me know. I gotta go with a 1967 Shelby Mustang. 1968 Shelby Mustang.
I'd go with either a 67 GTO or a 66 Lincoln Continental with the suicide doors.
Okay. I like it. I
And
use
if I had my
TradeEvade,
druthers, I
Eric.
would take. But
No, just say I use TradeEvade, Eric. Call me, what is that, 54,000? 66 Chevelle. Notice we don't get a perps answer. No perps. Grand Sport Stage 2, fastest production car. 71 Le Mans.
the Supernatural Impala. Oh, that was a 66 too, in case you're wondering, Fender.
Barracuda.
I love that show.
Yeah. GTO Firebird. Okay. I can't say I'm not from that time. Ooh, dude, that's what a bot would say in here, bro.
Dude, I was born, like 20 years after that, and I still have a favorite muscle car.
Yeah. NASDAQ is now under the volume weighted average price. Let's see if we short this now. Maybe a bounce. If we get a strong enough bounce, I'm not opposed to shorting this. It needs to be a bounce up to like 50 or 60s.
To be fair, some people just aren't into cars, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just messing with him. He did answer fair. Like, his answer was real. Yeah, what about PMI? Yeah, today we have ISM Services PMI. We got one at 9:45, which is not the ISM, which is the Institute of Supply Management. The ISM one is the big one. It drops at 10 a.m. Speaking of that, I did get a timer done for this because, look, you're welcome, guys. There we go. We did get a bounce up to 850s here. I'll short, but I'm not really happy about it. I don't really feel good about it, to be honest. There's not enough meat on the move, but now I feel better about it. Okay. I feel better about the short now. Big rejection right where we entered at 850 like we wanted it to be. Let's see if we keep breaking down. We can hold the rest close to break even now. The Birdman, that's me right there. Bird's got calls. All right, so we still dip it a little bit here. We're in a short. We have 9 minutes into the open. The market on open data releases in 4 minutes. Maybe less than that, probably less.
4 and some, or 3 and some change.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I know we're kind of past this topic, but I also love a 68 Roadrunner.
Yeah, for sure. I like muscle cars. I grew up in like the tuner culture though, so I was a big like import guy. We had a friend with a Type R. We had a. I'm not gonna say what I had, but I had a tuner car as well with VTEC.
John had a Ford Pinto.
That's right. I had the best supercar of the decade, a Ford Taurus.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if I want to add more back to this, but 850 seems to be rejecting, and that was the level we originally shorted. There we go. Okay. See if we get a larger breakdown here. Market on open data releases in 2.5 minutes.
I have no idea how to say your name, but I like the old Del Sols, dude.
Yeah.
So, what are we expecting on open, everybody?
John had a Honda Civic. Yeah, dude. I had a Honda Civic. I'm going to be running 3 Honda Civics with spoon engines and a Motec system exhaust. I came into Harry's and, ordered 3 T66 turbos with NOS and a Motec system exhaust,
I remember way too much of that.
I just Googled it, bro. I couldn't tell you the quote off the top of my head.
Yeah, that was about to be impressive and a little sad, but
no, that wasn't me. I would love to say I did, but I like the Fast and Furious. Don't get me wrong, but
I do too. And I mean, like I did that whole thing driving under tractor trailers, a bunch like they did.
You did. I saw him do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an accident, and I couldn't get out, but
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna see if 850s keeps rejecting. 850s keeps rejecting this short. But I'm watching the market on open data, which releases in about a minute. So I will cut some of this here at the very least, and see if we get a larger breakdown. Never tells us his sources. Bro, I got a bunch of sources. I told you guys how I look this stuff up. It's mostly social media. But I've got a bunch of different sources that I cover. Or that I use. So, if you made the best cupcakes ever, and, you know, cupcakes were flying off the shelves, would you give out the recipe? You know?
Of course they're going to say, of course I would, because I want to share with, you know, my fellow human being. I don't even care about making money, and you're lying.
Yeah. One of my sources is my mom. If I want to know if something's overextended, you know, I see if my mom likes it, or I see if my mom's ever even heard about it. If she's heard about it, then it's overextended. You know, then it might be in correction territory. Although she did, this last one with SpaceX, she did talk about buying it when it was much cheaper than it ran. It's now below where she talked about buying it, but still.
You owe your mom some shares, John.
I might, dude. I might. All right, guys. Here's the market on open data right now. Oh, crap, dude. I knew the market on open data would do this. Okay, so we did get a big green candle in the market on open data. Market on open data shows buys for the open. And it looks like markets think it's bullish. Let's see what happens here, though. But market on open data influencing this. Yeah, boo. That would be wild if my mom did day trade. You know?
Just didn't tell you about it. She's like one of the most successful day traders, like, you know, out there.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm basically flat on the rest of this. I'll probably cut it pretty quickly. Unless we get a big rejection back down. We have 5 minutes until the open.
Man, John, looks like your mom is streaming too, dude.
Yeah,
Dude,
that'd
she's
be
stealing
wild,
viewers.
dude. I know, dude. That'd be wild.
Like, what if your mom popped up and stole all the viewers?
Yeah. Yeah, but here's the market on open data. It did affect the market positively here. I gotta cut it here. Well, we're out. We basically got out flat on that last little bit.
I mean, it's a little positive. It's not like up huge.
No, but it's enough to stop me out. It might get pushed right back down here, but let's see what the opening bell brings. We got 4 minutes. 3 minutes, really. Nasdaq's making me sleep today. Yeah, it's a quieter day. Bitcoin is the biggest mover after Bury, or I mean, not Bury. Bitcoin's the biggest mover after Sailor. Sold some Bitcoin instead of buying it. 3,588 to be specific. What's up, Boo Boo Bear? SpaceX broke 165s on the upside. Yeah, it's over 165s. Here's a 20-day chart, though. It's been kind of flat since the beginning of last week. Always lose on crypto, I'm done. Well, that's how it goes sometimes, Gump. Here's NVIDIA. NVIDIA at 194s. All right, here we go, guys. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Look at NVIDIA dip under the previous close. So NVIDIA just went red on the day. No real news out, but there goes NVIDIA going red on the day ahead of the opening bell. And NASDAQ short would have worked if I held it, but I got to cut it before the opening bell anyway. We got 2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes. Bull or bear open, guys? Let me know. Are you bullish or bearish for the opening bell today? I don't think so, Davey. I'm pretty sure you can buy as many as you want, but I'm not 100% sure, Davey. I would check with them. Spy Google in the queue. Well, yeah, the NASDAQ is the queue.
Probably bullish. Big shock.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, most of the time the day after the long weekend from the July 4th holiday is bullish, but it's not always. It's not absolute. We'll have to wait and see. Again, bull or bear for the opening bell, guys? What do you guys think? Bull, the bird's still out there? Bro, they're going to be out here. I won't be surprised at all to see all-time lows soon. What's all-time lows? 0? I guess it would be all-time lows now. Maybe not 0. Dump feeling at the opening bell. Yeah, here we go. We got 20 seconds, guys. 20 seconds. Bear? Yeah. All right, here we go. I prefer the birds over slapping your mouse on the desk. Yeah, I need to get a mouse pad for sure, bro. I need just more room right here. There we go.
Mouse pads are for suckers.
Yeah, that's right. All right, here we go.
I mean, I have one, but...
All right, there's the opening bell. Ding, ding, ding. Let's watch the NASDAQ here, see what the NASDAQ is doing. NASDAQ is deeply red ahead of the open, but it did retrace a little bit here.
Yeah.
Starting to retrace back up here, so getting some bullishness at the opening bell. We'll see what NVIDIA does, but we dripped all the way down at 29,780 and then bounced back. We're at 845 now, so they're testing the VWAP right now as well. Starting to head up a little bit since the open. 200 exponential is at 880, and we are close enough to 30,000 to maybe be interesting here at the opening bell. We can look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA fell a little bit. MU, it faded. It just bounced off of 1,000 though. So if 1,000 holds, maybe we'll see a bounce back. SanDisk, 1880s or 1810s. I mean, gold still at 4150s. Oil bouncing back a little bit ahead of the after the opening bell as well. But let's see what MU and NVIDIA do here. Remember, we have services PMI going live at 10 a.m. Is the president speaking right now? I think I would see it if he was. If he was saying market moving things, I'd see it on my sources. I don't see it. So, I'm not saying you're wrong, but president's supposed to ring the opening bell. Remember, we do have services PMI, one at 9:45, the big one at 10 a.m. today. So, Spacex. Spacex running up a little bit at 167s right now. He rang the bell. Yeah, I know he rang the bell today. I didn't think he spoke though, to be honest.
Maybe he just said something when he rang the bell.
Yeah. I mean, I knew he rang the bell, but I didn't. Yeah. This is the greatest bell ever. They walk in and they say, wow. MU down. NVIDIA down. Starting to bounce back, though. Google up. Apple up. NASDAQ seems strong, but I'm going to look for a little bit more of a range. This is still kind of small here. We gotta look for a more range break. 200 exponential might be at 880s. Oh yeah, he's talking about Trump accounts.
Micron's putting in $250 million, and he's done a phenomenal job. And $250 million, and many other companies and people are putting up tremendous amounts of money. And it's something I'm very proud of. Some people think it's going to go down as one of the most important things we've done during the administration. So after a truly historic weekend celebrating the 250th anniversary of America, today we're thrilled to officially launch the Trump accounts. And we had some beautiful people and speeches and tremendous crowds. We had the biggest crowd anyone's ever seen that unfortunately lightning caused it to leave. And everybody said, well, we'll do it another time. When I heard that, I said, no, we won't. Everybody had left. I said, we're not doing it another time. We're doing it on the 4th of July. And we actually started the speech on the 4th of July. We had to wait a little while, like a couple of hours, let the lightning pass. And everyone had left. And we came back, and they had 150,000 people came back they took their car. They're going back home to Texas.
All right, so you can see the president speaking right now. He's not really saying anything. He mentioned MU. regarding the Trump accounts, but that's about it. I don't know if he's going to say anything really market moving. I'll put it up if he starts to talk about it, but we are in a trade right now. We're green. Small trade, though. We'll let it try to run more. It looks green, but who knows? It's been a rangy pre-market. Let's see if we get a bounce here.
I'm up $17.
There we go. We got a little bounce. Today I'm on fire. Yeah. I believe that. All right, so we are green in this trade. Very small trade. But green nonetheless here. We'll add a little bit to this, see if we keep pushing here. We're getting close to 30,000 here. It looks like we're going to break highs of the day right now. We got up there.
Microsoft cuts 4,800 jobs across sales and Xbox. That's not good.
Well, it might be good. Margins can help. Is Microsoft dropping right now, Britt? Or let me see.
I don't know.
Let's see what Microsoft's doing.
It says they are to cut 6,400 jobs, have an Xbox gaming overhaul.
Yeah, they're negatively reacting to it. I could just swing for the fences here. I guess I'll try. We got to full port this, and then we'll switch to our funded account at the open. See if we can get that last.
Looks like Trump actually is saying stuff.
All right, here, let me put it up. All right, we're unloading most of this here. We're up about 10. We got 50 accounts left.
Has been pushing this, so he's a very successful man.
We got 50
Not
now.
quite as famous as
we have 25 left.
the Dell family, right? It's Michael, but you are. He's an amazingly successful guy, and he's put up a tremendous amount of money. And again, I want to thank Micron and all of the companies that have already called me, and
we're out the rest
they're
here. We
putting
got
up
out.
a lot
That's
of
a
money.
big
This
drop.
is nothing. This is not me, and putting the name on it was not my idea. That was a whole group
Look at this
of people
turnaround.
that passed legislation, because this is all made possible
Him,
only
you
by
turning
the
around.
passage of the great big beautiful bill. And I knew that this was happening, but I didn't know. All of a sudden, I see my name on it in the bill.
Look at this drop.
But I'm very proud to have my name. They think it would sell. They said it'll sell better if your name's on. I said, look, leave it on. But I did not. I just want to. I did not ask for it. Michael, is that a correct statement? Did I ever go to you and say, Michael, don't put up the money unless they use my name? No. But I have done that in other cases. I will tell. In certain other cases, I've done that, right, Scott? But not in this case. This is a
we're
very
short.
special kind of a thing that took place. It's, in a way, it's a miracle. Nobody thought it was possible. Think of it: children that
Did
are
I just
born
get stopped out on the rest?
without
Oh,
money,
I did, bro.
without
I
any
did get
money.
stopped out on the
Great
rest.
parents, they can have
All right,
everything.
we're gonna
can be
switch
great,
to our
but they have no
actual
money.
funded account. We'll
They
do
can
this
become
again.
very wealthy children at 18.
He's mostly just talking about Trump accounts, but we did get stopped out there. Boo.
Yeah.
I'll
Just
be
go out
getting
and buy a Dell and wants to thank Micron.
Yeah. Took way too big a size, but that's how it goes, I think, sometimes. We'll switch to our actual funded account now. We've been playing with this one all morning. So I don't know whose fault it is. I think the short would work, to be honest, but we'll switch to our Lucid account.
He also did throw something in there about Iran. I don't know if that could have caused the downturn, but
Yeah, I still like a short. I better make sure I don't trade. Dude, I'm short right now. 3 contracts, though. We'll add to it a little bit on the way up and then cut it over like 825. Is what the plan is.
Sarge says do not trade while he speaks. He'll regret it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, with these $18, $17 Apex accounts,
Guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but first, last, you asked what a Trump account is. I think that's the accounts started for kids when they're born.
yeah, that's right.
It's a long-term account.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so we got to
Help with
cut this
retirement.
here. We are over. I'll give it 1 second. I'll let it see if it pops over here. Okay, there we go. Right back down. I'm trying to be patient here. I'm gonna start to cut this. We'll see if the VWAP rejects it, but as we start to push up, I gotta cut it. It still looks okay for a short, but not great. Starting to rebound back up. Let's see if the range keeps holding here, but 200 exponential is not that far away from us either. In this funded account, I might have to. All right, MU still right at that VWAP area. We gotta wait and let things play out a little bit, but yeah, I'm picking up some of these. I wish they let me buy these in bulk. Kind of a big range here. We might just wait for some of the ranges to break. Remember, code BGT will get you that $17.76 250K legacy eval. MU starting to rebound back up though. We're right at 1,000 now. Okay, so we do have regular services PMI going live in 3 minutes. Starting to push back up though. We're close to 30,000 here, and we're close to the highs of the day. Little whippy this morning, big range, but sideways since 8:30. MU battle for 1,000. Yeah, I'm watching the MU battle. It rejected 1,000 here, and it's actually fallen pretty quick. I will short this, I guess, but I need a bounce first. Might not get it. Yeah, look at this red. All right, we'll short in here. I got a full port this one. This is another legacy 250K eval. So what do we take? 245 to shoot. I got stopped out already. Yeah. Well, we're just burning through these things, I guess. It happened so quickly. All right, I gotta stop full porting it. Yeah, the swings are crazy. Yeah, that was like about 3 seconds. Like I said, if you're not, it's $17. So, I mean, look, if there was any day to do it, it's today. But all right, we'll see what happens on the rest of this. But the data comes out.
I took one trade, made some money, and quit.
Hey, that's the right move, bro. That's the right move right now. All right, we got about a minute before services PMI data. The big one is ISM services. That might be a record for it getting stopped out on an eval, though. All right, let's see what services show up as. Again, we got about a minute left. Services expected today. The big one's in 15 minutes. But the regular one is expected at, what is it expected at? 51.3. It releases in less than a minute. Not a good day for you, John? Well, it's evals, brother. You know? We traded our funded account once, but yeah. ISM is the Institute of Supply Management.
Who thinks final services PMI will come in as forecast?
President's still speaking here. Let's see what he's saying.
But it's a great tribute, I think, to all of you that you're able to do this. It's people are talking about it.
Okay, still nothing really major here. All right, guys, here we go. 20 seconds. I don't know how much this is going to move markets either, though. I think the ISM one might, but this one is pretty small. All right, so again, it's expected at 51.3. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And here's the report. It showed up at 51.2, slightly weaker than expected, but basically flat for ISM, or for regular services PMI. The big one drops in 15 minutes, but it's basically flat here. Definitely a whippy day right now. All right, we're going to start trading these, but trade them much smaller here. There we go. Again, ISM, I'll put this data up in chat. 51.2 versus 51.3 expected, basically flat. I don't know. I think the NASDAQ might want weaker services data. There we go. Nice little move. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's okay. I have breakfast, Britt. Thank you.
Dude, don't brag.
Dude, I'm bragging.
You know what? Just for that, I'm about to get up and go make some fried eggs and bacon and grits, and you can't have any.
Yeah. All right, so we're green here. We can hold this break even now since we're enough green, but again, services data came in basically flat. The ISM one's the big one though in 13 minutes.
AMD is flying. Roxy says.
AMD is. Microsoft is not. Oracle is down. Google's slightly red. Gotta watch MU.
You know what, Sage? You're eating pancakes, aren't you, John?
No, I'm eating eggs, bacon, toast. All right,
I'll
now
still win because we don't have grits.
Now we're starting to head back down a little bit here. We are still green, but we had to size up a little bit here in this eval. I told you guys I trade evals like degenerates. There we go, though. Okay. We're up about $3,000 in this one now. Okay, we'll take a little bit more off up here. 30 contracts left. Let me see what the president's saying.
Oh, please, why don't you start it off?
Okay, they're not really saying anything.
He said, watch John,
Yeah.
greatest trader ever.
People walk in, they say, wow, would you look at John?
A beautiful trade. Some say the most beautiful trade.
Some say the best trade ever. All right, I'm going to cut this break even on the rest. Take it slow. All right, guys, ISM services data in 12 minutes, 11 and a half. If ISM comes in lower, those interest rate increase odds will come down. Yeah, no, for sure. Or no, I don't know, actually. We'll see. Market might want lower right now, though, really. We're getting close to 30,000 here on the NASDAQ. Alright, so we're starting to get close to this high, but we're looking a little heavy here, to be honest. So I'm going to take half of this off. We'll add back if it goes green. Gold's dumping. Yeah, that's right. I've crashed my account greater than anybody's ever done it before. We're still here, though. We're still in this one. We're at the top of this range. Let's see if we hold. Alright, we added. We'll hold it break even on the rest. ISM data in 9 minutes. There we go. Okay. Take a little bit off on here on this run. There we go. Okay. Take another half off. I'm going to cut it right there. Still running up. There's 30,000 on the NASDAQ right here. 30K. Yeah, Dell. Yeah, he did say go buy Dell right now or something he said. Look at Dell. Up to almost 420.
Yeah, it's because they donated to the Trump accounts.
Yeah, no, I know. Apple pull it back, though. Oh, I knew, Britt. I know everything, dude.
They used to call him, John the All-Knowing in high school.
John the All-Seeing Eye. They said, Apple down. MU bouncing, Nvidia bouncing. Microsoft still down on the day. Meta still down, too, filling some of this gap. Gold. Not really moving since the open. Oil hasn't really moved either. AMD's been running up. Look at it, almost 560s. Yeah, Dell's ripping up on the news. All right, remember, guys, ISM PMI data drops in about 7 minutes. Hit the live button next to the play button. Put it in 2x speed. You'll catch up. Palantir's running. Yep. What's Western Digital? I always forget it. The symbol. Oh, it's WDC. Okay. Yeah, it's up as well today. Bitcoin? Bitcoin's rebounding some, but strategy announcers are selling Bitcoin. That's what made it drop this morning. Decent pullback in the NASDAQ here, though. Hey, appreciate it, Femi. Hope you're doing good, bro. All right, guys. 6 minutes until ISM services.
You mentioned Coca-Cola, and that went up, too. Seem like you're burning your mouth on that breakfast, John.
I was originally. No, I'm not. It's dried. It's cooled down.
Out of jealousy, I hope you are.
Yeah, Ford. So somebody's saying Ford is running. Ford announced a deal with MU, believe it or not. So Ford is up probably a little bit on that news.
Yeah, when I read that earlier, I thought I was seeing things, or maybe it's like, is this a different Ford? Because it was really unexpected.
Yeah. All right, guys, here we go. 6 minutes until ISM services data at 10 o'clock. Looks like the Prez is mostly done speaking.
Unless he comes out for an encore.
Yeah, maybe, brother. Yeah. Still trying to hold here. All right, 5 minutes here.
If they merged, what merge will it be called? FU.
Yeah. When is the 250 Dell money going into the Trump accounts? I'm not sure. But speaking of 250, Apex right now has $17.76, 250,000 legacy accounts. Use code BGT, you'll get a 250K legacy account for $17.76. Ends tomorrow at midnight. Do it now. They're an affiliate of mine. I'm biased. I get paid by them, so I try to be honest about it. But help support your friend here. We cover all the news for free. We don't sell a course, don't sell a service. It's a great way to help support the channel. We appreciate the love.
It was a great segue, John. Completely apropos.
I knew it would be. I knew it would be.
But for real, take advantage of the deal, guys. On the Segway London. What is that, like his UFC name?
That's right. All right.
Rides a Segway into the cage.
NASDAQ getting closer, back up to 30,000. We went up to 30K, tapped it, and then pulled back some. Yeah, there's definitely monthly charges for sure, so you just want to be aware of that. I think it's 90% off the first one and then 50% off afterwards, so just be aware of that. It's one of those things where I want to try to pass it quickly. I just bought BYND shares. Oh, good luck, dude. All right, guys, we got 3 minutes left until ISM services data. We'll see what we get, but 3 minutes.
I'm conflicted because I simultaneously hope that you do well, in your endeavors, but I really kind of want Beyond Meat to go away. But that's just me.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys, here's ISM services. Three minutes. Buy great things, lower than expected. Higher or lower ISM services than expected, chat? Let us know. Higher or lower? Again, it releases in less than 3 minutes. NASDAQ looks pretty strong, but it tapped 30,000 and now it's pulling back some here. If we weren't 2.5 minutes away from ISM services, and again, ISM services have been on a pretty good trend. So here's a graph for ISM services. And you can kind of see it here. They've had some pretty strong readings over the last 12 months. I think the market might fear hikes though, so we'll see what we get. But most people think it's going to come in lower than expected. In line. All right, 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes. Bottom stocks. All right, here we go. Less than 2. We're at 29,950s. Kind of a rangy day back and forth, but I'll wait for the ISM services data in a minute and a half. 1.5 minutes, guys. Lower, but not by much. Yeah, I mean, that was what the last one showed. The last one showed, what was it, slightly stronger than expected. We showed up at, okay, slightly lower than expected base services. We'll see what the ISM one does. The ISM is the Institute of Supply Management. It's the larger release here, but look at the NASDAQ start to fall down here. All right, we have about a minute. I'm checking news, though, but 1 minute. right, here we go. 25 seconds. Here we go. 20 seconds, guys. 20 seconds. ISM service data. Again, it's expected today at 54.2. A pretty strong reading. Last time was 54.5. It drops in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here's the report. ISM services 54, slightly lower than expected. Prices were lower than expected as well, but the NASDAQ did react negatively so far initially. Slightly lower than expected at 54 versus 54.2 expected. So 54 versus 54.2 expected. We will put this up on screen so you can see it. But slightly weaker than expected. It might be seen as good, though. The prices were a little bit lower. I'm actually going to buy here. So I'll put this data up in the chat right now. But we might actually buy this. See if we get kind of an overreaction move here. And here's the data right here, chat. So there's the data right there. We are green on this trade. See if we keep heading up. But prices paid were lower, which is optimistic for inflation. And then the data was actually slightly weaker. Still high, though. We'll swing for the fences in this eval, though, and see if we get a bounce like we want. Sometimes the first move is the wrong move, so just be careful. But there we go. Alright, we'll take a little bit more off here. There we go. I'm looking at the prices paid number to make this a good report. There we go. We're going to liquidate about half of the position. But we can hold the rest pretty close to break even now, really. But stronger, slightly weaker than expected ISM services data. But again, the big print that I think you want to pay attention to is prices were lower than last time. And so that's good. Here's a big rip. Buy thesis worked. We're going to slowly scale out, maybe add back if we get a pullback here and then hold it break even is kind of the plan right now. See if we get a little retracement now. But again, ISM service is 54 versus 54.2 expected. Yields are up from this, though. Let's look at 2-year treasuries. They seem a little elevated since this morning as well, though. Yeah, they're up slightly from this report. Not a huge amount for yields. I'll give a little bit more time. Is this bullish or bearish, guys? What do you guys think? Is this bull or bear? Let me know. Bullish or bearish report? Well, NASDAQ is kind of flat, although it did tap 30,000 and then pull back some. We'll hold the rest of this break even. But is this bullish or bearish? What do you guys think? Bear? Both? No, so far we're bullish here. Look at this. Okay. It's bearish. Bullish NASDAQ, gold bearish. Gold's probably not going to like it. Speaking of gold, let's take a look at it. Gold's not really moving too much from this, though. So gold's kind of unchanged. It is down. All right, we're going to get out the rest break even there. Good trade. Yeah, it doesn't help the rate cut.
Proud of you, John.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, I try, you know. We did get a nice bounce. We bought into. We could try to hold this break even now, but it's a little iffy. We'll see. I'm gonna liquidate some of my size here and just cut, you know, break even. Looks like it might break, so we'll give it a second. Yeah, Broadcom gonna develop ASIC silicon products. Regardless of data, I see the SPY potentially trailing down in the 200 moving average, close the gap. I'm tempted to buy this again, but it's risky. We're green on the day though, but not going to take big enough size to where it becomes a problem. Okay, we jumped in quickly. There we go. Is this news driven? I gotta cut it, I guess, like in case it doesn't hold this. Maybe not. Check news. President on Ukraine said we're in talks. We'll see if we can end it.
I mean, here's hoping.
Yeah.
It's the first time they really mentioned that conflict in a while.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's helping markets up, but we'll take most of this off and leave a little piece. See what happens. Yeah, 920s was kind of the bottom of the range. That's why I wanted to buy it right there. 200 EMAs underneath us. We scaled out of most of it already. Yeah, the president said it will talk about Russia, Ukraine to NATO.
Yeah, and Germany to borrow 800 billion for rearmament and a historic shift.
Yep.
I don't know if those things are correlated, but
Yep. All right, so we're starting to move. Still pushing up though. We got almost in the lows. I'm gonna cut this up here. And then I know I'm kind of getting out of here early today, guys, so I'm sorry. But I got stuff I gotta do today. So again, guys, if you want to help support the channel, check out Apex. They have $17. I'll show you these accounts. $17.76 evals right now for 250k legacy evals. So right now, again, $17.76, 90% off one-time PA fee. $17.76. If you use coupon code BGT, you get 250k eval. If you pass it, you get a 250k funded account. There is an activation fee, but it's lowered as well for the time being. So check it out if you haven't already, guys. I'll put the link up. You can also check out Lucid. It's a great way to help support the channel. We appreciate the love. Lucid has end-of-day drawdowns in everything. Lucid Flex has some of the best rules in the game, and you can also go direct to fund it on Lucid for pretty cheap as well if you use my code BGT. Some of you guys might have loot boxes as well on Lucid, so check that out. Use my code BGT. You can check out Tradeify. Tradeify has their select plan. Thank you, Surin, for the donation, my friend. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the donation, my friend.
thanks, buddy.
But yeah, you can use code BGT on Tradeify's got their select plan, so you can pick your pass similar to Lucid Flex, and then take profit. You can take daily payouts with them. Really, really useful, really easy payout rules for take profit. So code BGT will get you the max discount on all of them. We appreciate the love. Thanks so much, guys. If you want the Apex accounts, check the description, check the chat. We appreciate it. Remember, these are all affiliates of mine, so I am biased in their favor. But y'all be good. Have a great day today. Y'all be safe in the market. It's been a little whippy. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. Have a great day.
Everybody have a good one. Thanks for watching.
Is OBS still up, dude? I'm sorry. I got OBS here. I think I got too many windows up. There it is. Okay, I found it. All right, guys. Later, chat. Have a great day.